think we're live. Hello, everybody. It is so great to be back with you for Self-Care Sunday. Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. I just can't hide it. It has been an incredibly roller coaster-y week, if that's a thing. My God, hello, everybody. Wow, it feels like it's been a while, because it's been so late. Oh man, so exciting to see all these familiar faces and names and icons. Love Kirby forever, Ryan Mulgrew, Nizzy Holloway, Moon, Nears. Oh God, everybody's here. It's so good to see all of you. And of course, Tiffy is excited to see you as well. 1 second, let's cut to the Tiffy cam. Cut to the Tiffy cam. Can we move this? Can we get more Tiffy in there? Getting more Tiffy. More Tiffy. Oh, look at this little bug. See everybody, it is so good to see you. Tiffy and I send our love from Bushwick, Brooklyn. It is a beautiful 91-degree day. So I'm going to have my AC on. I apologize in advance for the sound quality reduction. I'm going to have that little hum in the background the whole time, but this is how we don't melt. I know a lot of you, Lucy C., I missed the last 2 weeks. I know a lot of people did because I have been traveling. It has been a heck of a time. I don't even know where to start. I was last week at my friend's bachelor party in Florida, which was crazy and amazing and not what you'd expect out of a bachelor party. Nizzy Holloway, forgot about Self-Care Sunday. The notification was a nice surprise. That is awesome. That is why I recommend you sign up for those notifications. Like, if you've subscribed to my channel, if you haven't subscribed, and then if you have, there should be like a bell, and you hit the bell, and then it lets you set those up. Yeah, it is so hot right now here in Bushwick. But yeah, last weekend traveling. This is the first time in 2 weeks that I've been able to do this stream at the normal time. And stay tuned. I'm going to be running a survey about the best time to do this. More on that in a moment. The week before last, I was at my 5th-year college reunion. So it's just been week after week of traveling. And it's been a lot of fun, but it's also been exhausting in the way that travel can be exhausting. And it is really good to be back. Oh, I'm talking in Fahrenheit, folks. 91 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't count Celsius. It's pretty bad, but yeah, just like only the rest of the world does it. So, anywho, whoops. I'm super excited to be here at the normal time. So, really quickly about that, maybe changing up the time situation. I have some amazing news. So it's been a crazy week. I don't know how many of you listened to my podcast that's not Wolf 359. Esther P., I missed you. And so it's great to see you here. Yeah, it is 32.7 degrees Celsius approximately. Thank you, Ryan. Who, shout out, Ryan Mulgrew made the art that's on all my social media channels, and I really love it, and you did a great job, and thank you for doing that. Where am I? Where was I? What am I talking about right now? So yeah, 2 weeks of travel. We're back. I was doing this thing that I don't know if you knew about. It's a daily podcast called Focused, as Focused.af. And yeah, it was an incredible 60 days. 60 full days every single day. Yeah, it's just been insane. And I see Love Kirby Forever must be listening to that Focused.af because you know it's coming. I have a big announcement today. Yeah, it's going to be top notch. Emir G in the chat. Ryan Mulgrew also did that portrait of Gabrielle. Ryan Mulgrew has done a portrait of pretty much everybody ever involved in the cast and crew, and it is phenomenal, fantastic, amazing. What do you guys think about this view, by the way? I know this is like something I've been experimenting with the last 2 weeks so that you can see the web stuff over here, you can see the cat stuff down there, you can see me over here, and like tries to accommodate everybody. Because let's be real, you come for Zach, but you stay for Tiffy, and then you come back for the chat. Like that's the reality of this. But anywho, so yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to celebrate with each and every one of you the last 60 days. Oscar, thank you for that feedback. Nanny, thank you for that feedback. Tiffy is the most beautiful thing. Yeah, Alicia Workman, as long as there's Tiffy Cam. So yeah, I've been doing this podcast every single day. And if you don't know about it, the intention of this was, you know, I was turning 27 back in April, and I'd wanted to scratch an itch. I have a lot of creators that I have like a creative crush on, and you know, just like want to emulate and imitate in some way. And one of the ways that I can, you know, one of the ways that I've wanted to for the last 2 years is doing daily content. And I tried doing that on YouTube, but I really burnt myself out because I'm such a perfectionist with the video stuff. And also like knowing how many people listen to Wolf, it seemed like there were a lot of people who just like weren't interested in YouTube. So I got the idea that I would maybe try a daily podcast. And so I committed to do that to celebrate turning 27, and sort of like, in some ways it was like a out loud personal therapy to like figure out what I want to focus on. Even it was called Focused.af. It's sort of a joke because I'm diagnosed ADHD. And so anyway, you know, here we are. We had the first 30 days, but because of the response, I had to do another 30 days because the response, we got over 100 ratings and reviews, like 101 in 30 days. It took Wolf 359 3 years to get to 500, and we did it in 30 days. That's nuts. And so I had to do it again, and so yeah, so we did another 30 days, and it got really hard, and I, you know, was thinking about backing off before the thing even started. I was like, I got laid off from my part-time startup job that was most of my income, so I was like thinking about quitting. And I'm glad Amanda, who is going to come on, if you listen to the Spirits podcast, my guest today is Amanda, and she's amazing. And Amanda McLaughlin, Spirits podcast, you should listen. It's totally fun. It's a drunken dive into myths and legends. And yeah, so yeah, she is coming over, and she convinced me back when the day I got laid off, I was on the Spirits podcast. It's not on the air yet, but we did an interview, and then we got dinner, and she was able to convince me that I should do this podcast. And I'm so glad that I did, because focused as fuck, I learned more than I ever could have imagined that I would learn. And, you know, 60 days later, we got over 60,000 downloads. It was downloaded over 61,000 times in those 60 days, which I just can't get over. There was, by the end of the show, over 1,000 people tuning in every single day. My God, it was such an incredible ride. And the thing that most moves me were all the ratings, but really the reviews. And I don't know if you're familiar with like ratings and reviews on iTunes, but most of them are just 1 to 5 stars. It's just like a click. And usually a podcast has like, let's say 10 ratings and reviews, like 7 of them will be ratings and 3 of them will be written out reviews. With this show, it was over, out of 162 ratings and reviews, 140 of them are written reviews with words that have brought metaphorical tears to my face more than once. So yeah, I'm just like, so moved by you guys, and just my life is forever altered because of this show. I learned so much about interviewing. I learned so much about what I want to say, about editing podcasts, because I'm used to video, so editing audio. And just like, yeah, I can't even begin to thank you for being a part of that. For those of you who were, and for those of you who weren't, go check it out. It's still fun. It's still relevant. I don't think a lot of it is like news or time-based, so it's there for your binging pleasure. And we will get to later in the show how it can come back if it's something that you want to have back. I'm in a situation right now where I am still figuring out, I have a source of income in freelancing, and I'd prefer to be doing creating. I'd prefer for my job to be this. And I can't think of a better employer than each and every one of you. And so that's why I'm launching a Patreon. I've talked for a while about feeling weird about starting one before Wolf. I had some concerns about, you know, what that would mean to the team and what that, just like, yeah, I just had some concerns, and I talked them out with Gabrielle and Sarah, and they put my mind at ease. And talking with some of you guys, and just sort of meditating myself, talking to my parents, you know, I've been waiting to do it right, and I've been waiting for the perfect moment. And the fact of the matter is, there is no perfect moment. And there is literally no time other than the present. And I'd love to do this right now. Like, I'd love to be a content creator as a living right now. And I know it's going to take a while. I don't expect launching the Patreon today to equal me being full-time immediately. And that's okay, because I have a lot to learn still and a lot to grow. And I'm excited to not only have, like, a way for, you know, I'm excited to have a platform to engage with some of you guys more deeply on a month-to-month basis, so that I can get a better sense of all the things that I could do, what I must do. Because I have so many ideas, and I think it's going to be really helpful to work together to not only enable me to create more of the time, but also to hone in while I can only create so much, to make sure that it's spent as wisely as possible for what would be really useful for people. So yeah. So I will be actually launching the Patreon with you guys later. So for anybody who's ever wanted to know what it looks like on the other side of the Patreon gizmo, I have like a half filled out Patreon thing. I have like all of the work done on paper, but I thought it would be fun to sort of like walk through with you guys how this works, because I had nothing to do with building the Wolf 359 one other than the sort of higher level thinking about it. So I figured you guys could learn right along with me. And yeah, I thought that would be fun. So anywho, that's all coming. It's going to be great. So look forward to launching this Patreon together later in the stream. And in the meantime, let's focus on a theme. What's a theme? So yeah. So for those of you who are sort of wondering, like, I'm gonna miss Focused.af. This is going to be my priority for the time being. This weekly show, and my goal is to get better at launching it at the same time every week. So it's like clockwork. I'd like to get it like pretty tight to like 90 minutes, and like make it the best 90-minute show that it can be. And make sure that there's like an awesome guest for you guys every week, and really like tighten it up. And I'd love to get to a place where it feels like something that could be on TV, but is just in your web browser, because that's how we do this thing in 2017. But anyway, yeah, I see a lot of things in the chat of like everything from I'm I'm proud. I'm sad that I can't contribute. I'm excited to contribute. Wherever you are is perfect. I'm going to be talking about other ways to support me, no matter what your situation is, and we'll deal with that later. So yeah, so you haven't missed anything. So anyway, I'm going to start talking about themes, and like setting themes maybe for the month, but definitely every week. And one of the things that I've been really grateful to be called out on was by Alicia Workman, who is really just an awesome, creative, funny person who's been really engaged here. And if you listen to 2 weeks ago, we did a jam session where I made a song based on Alicia's music. So she gave me a melody. So yeah, so Alicia has alopecia. And what that means is she's bald. And whenever I talk about I'm losing my hair, I'm pretty sure, according to my doctors anyway, because I'm neurotic like that and went and asked, because it's not like I can just see it. And I've been really diminishing of myself and really lackadaisical, disempowering with the language that I have about it. And I like, it's sort of been couched in this like, you know, like I've accepted it, like I'm surrendering to this, but it's like there's nothing to, it's like I don't know. I think I've been irresponsible about how I speak about it, because the reality is it's up to me to say I'm gonna be the sexiest man alive with or without hair. And I think there's a lot of fear of death and like stuff involved in like, you know, I particularly my voice and my hair are two things that I've always gotten compliments about. So I think I have like a lot of past and history around these things, but I don't think that excuses a flippant use of language that creates a world where something is less than, or because it's not, unless you create it that way. And I was creating it that way. So I kind of want to take responsibility for that. And I really wanted to talk to Alicia live here on the channel. And so, yeah, I'm going to jump into this hangout and oops, try again. Let's see. And meet Alicia there. And we're going to be joined shortly by Amanda. Doll. You guys are too much. So yeah, I believe, Alicia, you have the chat link, but I will DM you on Twitter with that. There you are.
Joined shortly by.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, can you put on headphones or mute the video? Yeah, awesome, amazing. So great to see you here.
Hello. So, you may notice that I do have hair right now, which
that's awesome.
Probably freaks you out, but it's a wig. So, I didn't just grow this hair overnight. That would be pretty awesome, though, if my body grew hair.
Awesome. Just give me 1 second. I just want to be responsible that Amanda's probably going to roll up while we're talking. So I'm just opening messages.
Cool.
Text me when you're outside. Great. And I'll just go grab her. Yeah. So,
cool.
Yeah. So I guess, why don't we start out with who are you? Where in the world are you? What are you up to?
All right. My name is Alicia, and I am from Arkansas. So, you know, a little ways from you, I guess. But I was just in New York to see Hamilton. That was awesome. But I really am just a huge podcasts fan. I know most of the people in this chat through this community, really.
That's so awesome.
It's really awesome.
That makes me super happy. I'm just going to ask the chat if your volume is good. I think it's maybe slightly higher than I want it to be, so I'm just going to jump in and edit that really quickly. I've been getting better at not deafening people every week, so... Awesome. All right. Maybe a little bit lower. So can you talk to me about your, just like, can you tell us the story of your alopecia and just kind of explain what alopecia is for those who don't know?
All right. Well, alopecia is an autoimmune disease, that makes it to where your immune system attacks your hair follicles so that your hair doesn't grow. It's not painful. I'm like not ever going to die from it. It's just kind of a thing that I live with pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. Here, this is my
Oh
wig.
yeah.
It is a good wig. It never gave me any trouble until I went to Florida like a month ago, and I went to Universal and I rode the Hulk roller coaster.
Oh my God.
And it blew off.
That's insane.
The guy
Oh
behind me
man.
caught it, or it would have been insane.
That's
And
freaking
then
awesome.
I met up with another girl that in this fandom
Oh,
when I was
cool.
Kaylee, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Got to tell that story." So
That's amazing. I was literally just looking at that. I didn't have the guts to get on that roller coaster, but
oh, I would never go again.
oh my God. That's amazing. Yeah, I was just there with my friend's bachelor party. I think I failed to mention that in like 5 minutes of ranting about how I was in Orlando at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, we went there and had like the
Oh, you
least
can
bachelor
almost
party thing. What is that?
Little holes in it here. So the real diagnosis that I have is alopecia areata, which means that I had, when I first realized that I had this disease, my mom found it because when I was like 4-ish, she was doing my hair and noticed that I had little spots in the back of my head where hair wasn't growing. So we went to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, hey, yeah, that happened. You know, this is a thing." And it just kind of continually fell out, and I had less and less hair. And when I was about 7, I just decided to shave it all off. So I've been completely bald since about that time.
I've been thinking about doing that. Maybe after Wolf is over as like a way to celebrate.
Yeah,
Um,
your hair is too eyeful right now. You have to
yeah,
keep it.
I know. That's sort of where I'm at with it.
But
um,
the reason that I wear a wig is because I feel like there's a little bit of stigma kind of with girls being bald as opposed to guys being bald, because for some reason when it's a guy it's just like, oh, that's your choice, but when it's a girl people ask you all these questions.
right.
Like, I've been asked not only if I have cancer, but someone literally came up to me and said, "What kind of cancer do you have?"
No.
Like,
Seriously?
yeah. I was like, "None." No.
Ugh. Yikes. That's
That's the main reason I wear a wig, because I also kind of have some anxiety issues. So if I feel like everyone's kind of staring at me when I don't have my hair on, it's something to get over. But I've been dealing pretty well with it.
so I guess I'm curious, like, what is the question that you're is there a question that anybody asks that you're actually like into?
Um,
What's the best question you've ever been asked, and like, what do you wish people ask that they don't?
I like it when people ask if I can have different wigs and different hair colors, because I would totally do that if wigs weren't so expensive. If the good wigs weren't so expensive, I would just wear cosplay wigs all the time.
That's
And it's
awesome.
great.
Oh my
So,
god.
maybe eventually.
That's a dream. Huh. That's
You know,
really cool.
I used to have one friend who I'd come to school every day, and I had 2 different wigs, so I'd switch them out, and they were about the same. They looked about the same, but one of them was a little bit longer than the other.
Yeah.
So I would switch them out. I had one friend that would say every single time, "Did you get a haircut?" And I was like, "You know this."
My god. I love that. People are funny. I get spacey in that way with people that I like forget that I asked a question or like
Yeah.
I would be that guy. That sucks. I'm wondering, just because there's a bit of a delay, I'm going to shout out to the chat. If you guys get any questions, put them in the chat.
I love it.
Yeah, they're the best. This is like,
Honestly,
I really can't get over this community.
it's so much fun.
So, yeah, I guess like I just saw somebody chatting about, I think it was Rhinoceros Rex mentioned the unrealistic beauty standards for women.
This is true.
And like, what is your perspective on all that? Because from the out, like as a male identifying person looking in, it looks pretty shitty.
Well, I notice that kind of most people expect me as a girl to have hair. There's actually another kid that went to my high school that was in my same class, graduated with me and everything, that also had alopecia.
Huh.
And he was completely bald, but nobody really noticed except for the fact that he had no eyebrows. And that
Huh.
was the biggest thing. Because, I mean, with alopecia, you do lose most of your body hair, not just the hair on your head.
Right.
I used to draw my eyebrows on every morning, and they didn't look good. Don't look at any pictures of me from 5th grade because, no. But just noticing that, people would ask me more questions than I think they'd ask him, because it is more socially acceptable for a male to be bald.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that I would like to try to fix, I guess, because I
Right.
don't think there's anything wrong with me being bald. I just don't like the stares and the questions all the time of
Mm-hmm.
people who are like almost scared to ask me about it. Like, I'm chill about it. You know, you can ask me whatever you
It's
want.
wonderful. Yeah.
But people are like, why does she have hair? What's going on? Okay. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm right here.
Aw. Man. I guess, like, what do you think that's about? Like, what do you think that stigma is?
I just think it's society, being society.
Hmm.
It's something that I think everyone would have to work together to fix. Just kind of being more mindful of the people around you and the people that you come into contact with on a daily basis, or even not on a daily basis. Just think about what is going on in their mind. And, if you have a question about something, just ask them instead of like going behind their back about it. Maybe you can really think about what you don't like about them, I guess.
Right. Huh. And how, assuming that nothing will change, like the laws of inertia, things will continue to stay in the motion, so on and so forth, that they're in. How can folks that are on the other end, like on your end of this, like, how can somebody who is, yeah, how can we cause wokeness in people who may not wake themselves up, if that makes sense?
Well, there are, I know a lot of online places that I looked to when I first, well, my mom really, because I was really little when I first got diagnosed, but
Uh-huh.
there were several websites. Pretty much, if you just Google it, you'll come up with several, and you can hear the stories of a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. There's a lot of different ways alopecia can manifest. You can either get it when you're young, like I did, or the person that is the representative for the wig company that I use, she got it through pregnancy. Once she had a really stressful pregnancy and lost her hair after that. So it can
Right.
happen in a lot of different ways. So you can hear just so many people's stories, and it's really enlightening to, hear what other people are going through with it. And then if you're like me, you can try to help these people with your own experiences. Like, if you talk to someone who has just gotten diagnosed, then they're probably a little bit scared because, I mean, even though it's just hair and it's not really that big of a deal, it's kind of,
There's
if
so
you've
much
had it
cultural
all
baggage
your
around
life,
it.
it's like, yeah, it's insane. So my doctor, my dermatologist, actually thinks that I need to start a support group around my area because he's
Wow.
like, he thinks I'm the poster child for alopecia, and my mom is the poster mom for
That's
alopecia mom.
amazing.
I
You
don't
have such a great attitude. It's infectious. Like, seriously. You like exude positivity, and it's lovely.
know.
Um, so we're gonna have to wrap up because Amanda just got here. But before we do, I want to give you a chance to answer some of the questions from the chat because I could ask you questions all day.
All right.
We have a question from a while ago. I'm going to paraphrase because it moves so fast. But it was,
Yeah, I know.
what's been one of your best experiences?
Um, I like having friends who I can be comfortable around. I have a couple of really great friends who I can just chill around, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take my hair off, and they're like, cool. Um, I have a lot more bad experiences to think of than I have good experiences, but my friends are the good experiences for sure.
That's amazing. And I know from what I've heard with psychology, it's like easier for us to fixate. Even if there was a million good experiences and one bad, it's easier to remember the bad one, just like with our evolutionary lizard brains. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think the thing that I see in, and this isn't the truth, is just like sort of like my suspicion is that being the way you're being about it, like for every weirdo who like isn't going to ask but is like kind of uncomfortable cuz they can't really think anything else around you until they actually ask. Your openness, I think, creates space for them to see something new.
Yeah.
And so like that's something that I'm going to take on is like the humor of it and like the just the care, because it really does feel like you care about the people that are around you, even if they have shitty views and problematic ways of expressing problematic perspectives, which is really cool. And I think that, that is what makes teamwork work, and teamwork makes the dream work. So
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Well, we'll have to have you back.
Guys,
Sorry.
shout out to the chat. I love all you guys.
Oh, seriously, you guys are amazing. All right.
Also,
Yeah.
shout out to Wolf 359 for killing me yesterday.
Thank you. Oh my God, I forgot to mention. If you don't know, now you know. We have the special is live for Wolf 359. We did this incredible 2-hour audio movie
It really is.
for the Loveless Administration special.
I was driving. I pulled over for you.
Whoa! Oh my God, that's amazing. It was.
I was like, they can't do this right now. I have
such
things to be at for
crazy creation. And super big thanks to our friends at Spoke, for our patrons for making it happen, and for our friends at Spoke for letting us take it to a level that nobody ever imagined. And we are going to be doing a live stream tomorrow night. Check the Wolf 359 Facebook page or the Spoke Facebook page to like celebrate, because season 4 is coming back tomorrow. My God.
Yeah.
Which is like so much Wolf in just 3 days. So 4 days.
Also, tell Tiffy I said hi.
I will. Tiffy.
I love your cat.
Alicia says hello. Aw.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, so good to have you here. We'll have to have you back. And until then, have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure. I'm so glad this worked out.
Ooh.
This has been weeks in the making, if you didn't know. Lots
and
lots of scheduling. Yeah. Amazing.
They know. They
Awesome.
probably don't want to hear from me anymore, so it's okay.
Never. Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome. This is what's coming later. But in the meantime, let's go back to the full camera. So fun. Julia Shaffini in the chat. Self-Care Sunday guest alum. One second. I'll be right back. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Oh, it's so cool in here.
Yeah, it's so much nicer. Feel free to grab a seat. The far one right here.
Ooh. Got a whole new setup.
All right, guys, it's time to move. This is
Mike.
Amanda. And yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Do you want some water?
I have water right here.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Do you want some?
What's up, y'all? Sure. I mean, do you?
Oh, yeah. It was,
Yes.
It was sort of like if you're
Yeah.
done, I
I thought so.
we'll do
I
it.
thought so.
All right.
Hello.
So 1 second. Let's get this going.
Oh, it's so nice and cool. Beautiful. Hello.
Um,
Aw, Jules. What's up?
yeah, if you see chat people that you want to say hi to.
Hello, chat people. I hear it's bad studio etiquette to touch the equipment, so I
I appreciate
I'm
that.
refraining from touching the
Yeah, let
equipment.
me know. I mean, you're probably cool, but
Yeah.
because you're not like a podcaster or anything.
Alexa. Oscar, what were you trying to do when Zach was away?
What's that?
Oscar was trying to do something when you were away.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it was.
Huh. Well, we'll have to ask Oscar. Oh boy. Okay, ready?
Tiffy, baby. Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah.
I love there's a dedicated Tiffy cam.
Yeah, I got to see if I can get this going for her right now.
She's just happy hanging out on the soundproof blanket. She's just chilling. What's up,
Let's
girl?
see if we can.
I see your ears there. No. Her little paw. I'm horrifically allergic to cats.
Oh,
so
can I
this-
get you a thing? Do you need
I
the?
Allegra'd up before I came.
Oh,
But
amazing.
this distance to a cat is the ideal distance to a cat for me.
Great. We will
It's
not bring
adorable.
her closer. Just seeing if I can get Tiffy cam
This is a very
without.
impressive setup.
Thank you. I've been dying to share this with you because I thought you'd appreciate it.
I super do.
All right, so Tiffy is going to be very
Nice.
small
Oh.
in the corner,
She can just be like on the table between us.
right? Yeah,
Right?
just like
That's
that.
pretty good. I'll put my phone away. Like an obnoxious jerk.
No, that's fine. So glad this worked out.
Me too. I just came from a baby shower. I have like 30 cousins, and about 4 of them are pregnant right now.
Wow.
So it's lots of babies coming into the family. It's very exciting.
Clear this from your face.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Beautiful.
Awesome. Okay, and now last but not least, without spilling the tea and the water and the everything.
Brilliant. Ah. Tiny Tiff. She's so tiny. Just watching us.
All right, how is that? I think that's good.
Seems pretty good to
I
me.
think that's good. Great.
Right? Nice.
So I can come over this way.
I can. Hello.
Okay, great. Cool. Let me just make sure that the microphone is actually on. Whoa. I'm sorry, I deafened everybody. Oh shit. I try not to do that.
Ooh, even got a little mixer undermount there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Love it.
Oh man, sorry for deafening you guys. That was shitty.
Is everyone still okay?
Oh, let's find out. Just getting the chat up.
Tiny
here.
Tiffy. I love it so much.
It's so fun. No, we
She's
figured
so
it out
sleepy.
earlier. It's you come for Zach, you stay for Tiffy, you come back for the chat.
I heard that. I love that.
Oh my God,
it's
amazing.
adorable.
While I am getting the chat up here so that I can be responsible for that,
Mhm.
do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
For the folks who don't know who you are.
Yes. Hello.
Amazing.
I am a friend of Zach's. My name is Amanda McLaughlin. I am a YouTuber turned podcaster. I host Spirits, a drunken dive into myths and legends, which is a podcast about mythology and folklore with Julia Shafini, who is in the chat right now hanging out with y'all, and a former Self Care Sunday guest.
Who's awesome?
She is so awesome. She stayed over my place this morning, and I woke up at about 7:30 after partying with the Wolf Crew last night. And I walked out. I said, "Hello, Julia. I'm going back to sleep." And then I slept until 11:30. So, Julia, I hope that you got home safely. Yeah. And then I just started a brand new podcast, a storytelling and role-playing podcast. We play Dungeons and Dragons and hang out, and it's really fun, called Join the Party. I've not played D&D before, but I'm a big old nerd, so it is really fun for me to learn this new game, and it is well produced and fun and has good sound effects and
So
beautiful music.
yeah.
Thank you. Not as good as Wolf, but Girl Can Dream.
But it's also a very different show, and it's like, I love the improv of it. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna sound good.
Thank you.
And I
Perfect.
also, I wanted to see your face.
Thanks.
It's a good face. Great. Amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we, 1 second. Okay. I'm not
So much
this
adjustment.
AC thing. Yeah, okay, great.
Ooh, there you go.
That's gonna, like,
I don't mind AC in
Get
my.
on the
Ooh,
mics.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, we had the opportunity to meet at a pivotal moment in my life.
Yeah, we
I
did.
was talking a little bit earlier about
I was listening.
How we, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so you know.
Yes.
So yeah, we got dinner the night that I got laid off from my startup gig.
We did.
And
I was so excited, by the way, because we started hanging out a little bit more, I think a few weeks before that, and your office was about 2 blocks from my new office.
Right.
And so I was like, freaking exciting. It is springtime. We can have like coffee in the park all the time.
Yep.
We did once, and I was like, this is going to be great. And then you were like, oh, I got laid off. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, right at that moment that we were starting to make the connection that we could like hang out all the time.
Yeah.
That happened. And luckily we had to reschedule me being on your show.
Yes.
Which I don't know if I'm letting the cat out of the bag.
Oh, no,
Okay,
please.
great.
Yes.
Great. So yeah, definitely subscribe for future releasing of that.
We basically talked about computer stuff for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
And nerded out really hard on fantasy and like exchanged books during the podcast. We were like, each other has to read this stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was good. It was
and the end of the world and all that.
Yeah.
You know, the little things. Yeah. I owe a lot to you for your words at the right words at the right time, of getting to know myself better, getting to connect with these people and whoever, you know, sort of joined me for that ride.
Yeah.
And it was definitely fun to have like some podcast bromance.
Yeah.
As that was going with, you know, with you and Julia. So
No, my pleasure.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you yesterday that same evening we were talking about being public online, and I had just watched your coming out as questioning video. And I was about to embark on a 30-day vlogging project of publishing a video every day for 30 days, which I've done for many, many years. And I was like, you know what, it is time to come out to the internet, which I hadn't done before, and just talking to you about that experience, you know, helped prompt me to do that. So then 2 days later, I made a coming out video and like came out to the internet and my parents at the same time, and it was really lovely and beautiful. So I'm glad that we were able to help spur each other to do the thing that we wanted to do anyway.
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No. Friends.
So wonderful. So
Yeah.
So while I have you here, I guess like I've been sort of thinking about this theme this week about intentionality
Yes.
and about you know, I'm losing my hair, and that's been like a big part of my identity, and I just happened, I've been like sort of there's somebody who tunes in that I engage with a fair amount, Alicia Workman, who's lovely and amazing. I think you just saw if you were yeah.
Yes. At a slight delay, so I heard your voice.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then about 5 seconds later,
so
your
weird.
voice on the headphones.
God.
It was very
That's
funny.
awesome.
I feel like I was seeing behind the screen.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have the this is the monitor gig
Nice.
rig, so I can like make sure it's working.
Those headphones are adorable.
They're so great too. They're
They
like
comfortable?
Well, not only that, they're comfortable. They sound good,
Cool.
and
I was gonna say, I was
they have a
looking at the,
lifetime warranty.
Lifetime
like,
warranty is legit.
I've literally sent in the same pair of headphones for like 5 years, and they keep just sending whenever they break.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I've had my cordless drill repaired about 3 times by Sears. Love them.
so
Anyway.
I just want to, because of the delay, if you have questions for Amanda, please ask, and don't feel the need to stick to the theme, because we have a world-class podcaster here.
Thanks, Doc.
The other half of, if you were here for the Julia Shaffini episode, I've been thinking about making all the episodes public, because like,
I think that's a really good idea.
yeah, I think it's dumb that
Yeah.
I make them private, and I was embarrassed, but I think it's just like, I was gonna edit out the interviews so that you didn't really lose anything except for the gaffes,
Right.
but I think it's just time.
I mean, I respected the decision to private them as a way to be like, this is a, you know, a contemporaneous conversation that, you know, you have to kind of tune in every week, and once you do, it's over, etc.
Right.
But I think just having a body of work against which people can track your progress, you know, that just enriches the experience for everybody.
Right. If you guys have strong opinions in the chat, let me know. Like, if strong opinions about keeping it the way it is. But if you'd be
Yes.
into me opening the whole thing out,
Yeah.
we can
Coming
do
out
that.
stories. I came out as bisexual in April. Queer is really the word I identify as. And I'm just answering someone's question.
Yeah,
And
Oscar,
yeah,
yeah.
I've known for like, you know, since I was 11 or something. And I was sort of out to friends. And when I went to college, I started coming out to everybody. But I changed jobs in September from investment banking to education, and was able to sort of come out and be more kind of, I don't know, it was a more open culture. So now I'm just out to everybody. It's great. And I can wear my rainbow pin on my denim jacket.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wait, you're not just your any rainbow pin.
I have a Star Wars Resistance rainbow pin, and it is the coolest thing
It's
in the
so
entire
great.
world. And I will tweet that link later for people. It's
That's
like
amazing.
$9, I think. When a woman that I dated, who I'm not friends with, just bought like 12 of them to just like give out to all her friends.
That's so
and I was
great.
like, that is such a good idea.
Did I give you one of mine?
No.
Because I got a big bag. I think I have one
Ooh.
left.
Swag.
But I don't have the back.
I stole a wolf sticker from Gabrielle last night.
Oh, amazing.
What? Thank you.
Yeah,
Really
it's-
for me? Do you mind?
Not at all. So this
It's a little,
is a little rainbow
it's
America.
the thumbnail to your what next video, right?
Right. I'm not going to change the focus on that. I had to return.
Because the camera's already focused as fuck. Hey.
Yeah, that thing. Because America belongs to us.
Yes.
Whatever Cheeto said.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You'll have to find it back.
I have many of them actually.
Amazing.
Right inside my door, I have a like letterpress, like a typeset drawer.
Yeah.
Hung on the wall, like an old-fashioned letterpress drawer.
Beautiful.
It is very cool.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Well, yes. I also have a card catalog as my home bar in my kitchen. It's a theme. But anyway, I have a bunch of like pins and one-off earrings and like coins in the various drawers. One of them is filled with pin backs, so
Awesome.
I have plenty.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Glad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, Oscar, if you look for a video on my channel called Something Personal, you'll find it was last September. I made a video about being a human being who questions their sexuality. I don't identify as heterosexual. I also wouldn't identify as gay. If you had to label me, queer would work, but I prefer questioning because I don't know.
The Q can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Right. So yeah, and it's also one of the videos I'm probably proudest of from last year. And surprisingly, it took me less amount of time than some of the other videos that I'm less proud of.
I find that all the time, where
Right.
when I have an idea and I just set up the camera and I figure, like, I'll talk for 10 minutes and I'll edit it into something cohesive, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Those are always the videos that have the most engagement, or that I look back on years later and think, like, wow, that was a really pivotal moment for me.
Yeah.
When it's something that I just kind of talk out in front of the camera.
So I'm gonna throw out the theme because I feel like
Yes.
we'll come back if it comes up. That's great, and
Yes.
it's sort of about talking, sort of using language, being intentional.
Yes.
But you're a creator that has like totally like shown me a level of just like you're like up to something as a creator.
Thanks.
Can you talk about your process? How, like, what does creativity mean to you?
Yeah.
And I guess what if you were somebody? What practices do you sort of rely on to like keep it up?
Yeah. That's a great question.
Like 5 questions.
Yes. So I identified as a writer very early on in my life. From when I was like 4 or 5, I like learned to read very early. Was always writing stories and poems. I wrote like books that I stapled, like 5 sheets of paper that I stapled together. And
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, and so until about middle school, I always thought that I would be a writer, and like that was my dream. And then I joined high school theater club, or middle school theater club,
Okay.
in 8th grade. At 14 or so, for our European listeners out there, or viewers. And I fell in love with this whole new kind of creativity, which was contributing to bigger projects. And so in high school theater, I was on the technical side, so I did lighting and sound. Julia, who I met in kindergarten and co-host Spirits with, was our prop mistress, and her boyfriend Jake was the technical director, and it was like a super intense program that we were in from like 8th to 12th grade. And I was stage manager as well. So I was sort of the logistical person behind these, 4 or 5 full-scale productions that we did every year, and wrote less and less. And so for a long time, that really stressed me out because I was producing less output, right? Like there are fewer text files on my computer
Right.
that I was writing, whatever after school. But I had never felt more fulfilled. And being able to sort of, I say I'm like sort of like creative midwife, or I didn't know what the word producer meant until I had graduated college, but if I did, I would have, like, that would have been it, where I kind of
Right.
take care of details so that creative people can focus and do their thing. And I realized, like, that is creativity too, is like
Yeah.
taking care of the scene, of the behind the scenes, and helping people do what they want to do. So I I felt my kind of creative output shift. And like I said, it stressed me out that I was kind of producing fewer works, and I could point to fewer things and say, like, I did that. But professionally and in clubs in college and at work, being able to, like, you know, get stuff done was another kind of way that I really fulfilled myself. But podcasting was so exciting because I was able to be a little bit less perfect. And I know that you talked about how the daily podcast helped you exercise your creativity, and if I'm misstating, let me know,
I will.
in ways that were less perfectionistic than a daily vlog was for you.
Yeah.
And podcasting is as well. Making videos was always so fun for me because I was able to sort of put an argument together and to put an idea out there to discuss with the community in comments. And podcasting has been similar, where like Julia and I have had the most incredible discussions on tape that we never would have had otherwise or archived otherwise, and have people's perspectives. And it's just been really fun to put what feels like a really unpolished, unfinished, improvisational version of me out into the world. We started Spirits about 1.5 years ago, and I don't know, and just be a little bit more public about being, you know, having thoughts and opinions about stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of my current version of creativity is thinking in public, I think, which has been really, really fun. Fewer, again, like polished little nuggets of like, this is my artwork, but it's, I don't know, and I've been finding it really exciting. I was stressed out for a while about being a person who is in progress and a person who's learning, and also putting stuff out there. It felt like if I'm unsure about so many things, or if I'm still learning about so many things, you know, what right do I have? What authority am I to tell people something out in the world? Make a how-to video, or make a, like, you know, bisexuality 101, or whatever it is I want to talk about.
Right.
But the fact is, I made a video actually a few days ago. I read this book called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. He wrote another book called Steal Like an Artist, which a lot of people I think have heard of. It's like a square black book with like handwritten font. Anyway, but the point of this book, Show Your Work, is to say, like, as an artist, you have a responsibility to like be imperfect in public, and to show your process, and to teach others as you go. Not once you're done, not once you're an expert, but as you're going, because mistakes are instructive, and people who are amateurs are the most passionate. Like, amateur comes from the Latin root for lover, and that's like, that's why we do this, is because we love something, not necessarily because we're, you know, paid or we're trained. So anyway, that's really reinvigorated me to be less precious about putting out stuff that I feel qualified to put out, and more, you know, I'm passionate, or I can, or I have an audience and they, you know, are willing and generous to listen to stuff that I put out, and to experiment more.
Amazing.
As a monologue, but I hope it's somewhat.
Yeah, no, that's spot
Stuff in there.
the F on.
Spot the F on.
And
Love it.
I think the thing that I'm curious about, because it just, like, one, I really identify with, like, the spiritual awakening as a producer.
Yeah.
And as somebody who's not necessarily the only one making, and it's like finding the thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
with Focused as Fuck, it was like, that was mine, and like, that was my creativity all the time. With Wolf, it's so much more like, I put things into place so Gabrielle can wail, and so that, you know, and like the two of us put things in place so that, like, Michelle Agresti and like Emma Jarko, like, you know, all the other collaborators can like do their thing, and that is really fulfilling and rewarding, and not something that I thought I would like growing up, where I was very controlling and like weird as a kid.
Were you also, when group projects were assigned to you at school, was
My
that like
least
a
favorite thing?
I
was like pulling teeth.
I didn't want to assume, but every time you had a group project, I'd just look at the teacher and they'd look at me like Amanda, just like work
Suck
with
it
me
up.
here,
Yeah.
like work with me here, just get it
Well,
done.
why did you hate that? Because
I hated it because I knew that I wanted to control it, and I knew that the other students would be like, just do it, you can do it better. And I hated that, like, social morass of being like, we all know that the most efficient thing to do is for me to do this. Again, like third grader diorama project.
Right.
And I hated being set apart from my peers. I always felt like kind of removed from them and older, and like I don't have anything in common with these other 8-year-olds, like as an 8-year-old. And so I hated being like, okay, this is a situation where like my difference is being highlighted. yeah, it didn't occur to me just to like do part of the work and let it go badly, because I guess I'm I don't know, perfectionist as well.
I was the same way.
Yeah.
My thing was that I know you're not going to want to work as hard on this, and it's not going to be as good.
Yes.
And I was driven to prove myself as smart because I had a story that I was really dumb.
Right.
And I was trying to compensate for that.
Yeah.
Feeling that way when I was really little. And so I was just like this like know-it-all bully. There was a nerd and like not cool enough to be like a mean, like somebody who I think people like related to as a bully, but like I felt that like when I saw it for what it was like, wow, like one, I got a ton of freedom to like not have to be right all the time. Not that I was, but like, you know, sort of feeling like I was failing all the time. And two, I don't know, just like getting over that gave me the possibility of doing something bigger than myself. And the first thing that I got to do in senior year of college senior year of high school before I left for college was make my first movie, which is terrible, and maybe one day I'll screen it here.
Yeah.
Called So to Speak, and it was supposed to be about intimacy and communication. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing about the movie. But the process of working on it with somebody was really cool, and I still think I had a lot to learn about letting go and trusting somebody. But it was a big first step. And I'll always remember Adam Dictorow, brother. You're never gonna watch this, maybe, I don't know.
I was like, oh, is Adam in the chat? Hi, Adam.
Again, if you have any questions in the chat, just if we haven't answered them, just keep copy and pasting because it moves so fast. You guys are incredible.
It's just incredible. But it's so funny now that little me hated group projects, because my favorite thing about podcasting, about theater, which I did for many years, and now sort of podcasting is my big thing, is that you're able to work in teams and that I can give creative control over to other people.
Right.
My instinct is not always the right one, or even if when Julia and I, if we trade off who does edits one week and her notes are different to my notes, one is not better, and it's the product that we put out is better because more perspectives are going into it.
Right.
And that's been very exciting. It's just, I don't know if it's humility or just getting older, or I have more things to do, and so I don't have the hours to obsessively produce every aspect of the episode. But it's so exciting to me that I'm only one voice in the room, and that the thing that comes out I could not have produced on my own.
Right.
Like that to me is the magic of it now, versus the elementary school projects where I'm just like, just give me your copies and I'll just do it, guys.
I get it, and like I don't know, my thing is recently has been leaning into what really lights me up, and also what other people can't bring.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that I've discovered is like I actually really love like networking and negotiating and like talking about like the finances, because like I don't know.
I lean forward. Me too.
It's just like one of those things that like I didn't expect it. Like I used to think that like as an artist I had to hate money, I had to hate talking business, I had to hate doing anything other than like making the work.
Right.
And seeing like, especially with some of the recent projects we've got to do, like what it makes available to have that, and to see what my friends who are way smarter than me in the ways that they are, which is in the case of Gabrielle and Sarah many ways, awesome to just see what happens when like that little spark, it's like to see that I don't have to be the whole engine, I can be the spark that gets the motor to turn over.
Yes.
And then watch these incredibly brilliant people sort of do their thing has been really rewarding.
You've talked about how much you like hosting parties as well, and I really do. I love just inviting people from disparate parts of my life, and then just like sitting back, like lurking in the corner of my living room, and just like watching people talk. Yeah, it's really incredible. And like people have come out of those parties with like creative partnerships and new projects and new connections. I'm just sitting there like, yes, like it all happened, and I love being that connecting force.
So can you talk a little bit about community? So basically like the overwhelming, like the channel sort of overview is like creativity and self-care.
Yes.
And I guess like could you speak a little bit about, so you're very productive, you're very creative, like that's all working. How do you make sure, how do you avoid burnout creatively? And does community have anything to do with that?
Yeah. So something that I felt was very lacking in my life until recently was community. I started making YouTube videos when I was like 15, and so that was a really formative period where I made so many friends in that community, all of whom were online. almost all of whom lived somewhere other than New York, where I was living. And so for a long, long time, I felt so connected with all my friends, but the ability to just like stop by someone's house one evening to watch reality TV and have popcorn and then like go home, I lacked until very, very recently. And so that's another thing that podcasting has really unexpectedly done, is, you know, have people where you can text me yesterday and say like, hey, do you want to stop by tomorrow for Self-Care Sunday? I'm like, yeah, of course. And so now
great.
having like 25 people that I could invite to a party,
Right.
At my house, you know, here is so novel. And to circle back to the question, being able to just spend time with people who also have creativity as a really important part of their life is just really validating to me, because my kind of burnout, I don't know, the risk of burnout for me is really psychological, where I think one of my skills is being able to kind of order things and find time in my life to do the things that I want to do. So kind of like time and energy, I can manage that well, but the kind of like psychological stakes and believing in myself, and having, you know, just having the rationale to say like, yes, I am going to prioritize this, or no, it's not wasting time to, you know, listen to a bunch of podcasts and write something that may never get produced, because it is important to me. It's easier for me to believe that when I'm able to hang out with people who believe that too. And so I'm very much a like introvert house cat. I like being home. I like my nest. You know, I like hanging out in my own house.
Right.
And so prioritizing getting out of the house and hanging out with people and attending parties, even when they're, you know, late in Brooklyn, you know, and like
Right.
far from my house, that has been a really, I don't know, a really important element of my sort of, you know, creative self-care.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've found personally, and I'd be curious what your thoughts on. So, when left alone and like working freelance, I spend more and more time alone.
Yeah.
I have a pretty terrible self-image. Not like I come from a past with a pretty terrible self-image. I think it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like easy to fall back into those grooves. And like, I think that my capacity for self-love and to see myself as somebody that as the person that I aspire to be,
Yeah.
has been a function of how people listen to me. And that takes being around people and like, you know, sort of showing up and putting in the work. But like, you know, I'll have not seen anybody for 2 days and be like, grumble, Netflix stream, like eats more, like
Sense8,
you know,
Sense8.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, like not even like whatever, like like House of Cards or something, you know, trashy.
I just discovered Midsummer Murders.
What?
We'll have to talk about this.
Okay.
It's like a kind of camp 90s British crime drama, with
Right.
just like a really gentlemanly like country detective.
Huh.
It's like 90-minute episodes solving murders of like old, and like the plot line, like the intrigue is like
Sounds
old
amazing.
people spying on each other. Like it's
Oh my God.
it's incredible.
So down.
I had 2 sick days last week and I just like binged through like 6 hours of
Oh
it.
my God,
Anyway,
yes.
sorry.
Well, so yeah, it just like it's one of those things where it's like, I think they say that it's like the top 5 people that you spend your time with is like, you know, like will equal who you are, or you know, will make you who you are. And I think it's like, yeah, the thing to look for isn't just like who those people are, but how they listen to you. And do they listen to you as somebody who's up to something, somebody who, you know, do they listen to you in the way, like, as the person that you want to be? And if so, then that's a great person to spend more time with. If they
Yeah.
listen to you as anything other than what you want to be, then why are you spending time with them?
Yeah, that's great. That's a great point.
And not to just, like, I'm not a fan of blanket cutting people out without a conversation.
Yeah.
I think it's, like, worth, like, going in with people about, like, hey, like, you know, who am I to, you know, sort of, like, how am I to you? Like, I get the impression that, like, you can't trust me, or, like, you know, whatever, just, like, sort of cleaning stuff up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there is stuff to clean up. But yeah, I had a relationship to sales that was like, I hate sales because sales is bad. But when I've like really been firing on all cylinders, it's because I'm having conversations with people that somebody else would call a sales call, you know, like especially with Project Uplift recently, like since I haven't been working at the startup, I've been leaning more into that. And having wonderful conversations where I've just been getting to be helpful for people.
Yeah. And like talking about possibilities, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
thinking through potential and projects and
Right.
yeah.
And I'll articulate something in service of the conversation with somebody that I never would have I get to show up in a particular way in people's listening.
That's a really generous thing, to be a really like generous conversational partner and have a lot of be there for ideas and tossing things around and honoring their questions and uncertainty. I really love that. That's a strength of yours.
Well, and I think it's like a gift to listen to people and to be mindful of I noticed at a certain point that there were people that I was working with that I was sort of listening to them like, oh, they're great at this, but they could never do that. And like, it would help to have that in this group and nobody else is stepping up. And like, who's to say, I think that I've definitely sold people short and sold myself short. And I think that, the more, the more mindful and sort of like open to possibility we can be with each other in our listening, the more it becomes available.
For sure.
I don't know if that's English.
No. Do you think of yourself as an introspective person?
Yes, in a way that I don't know if I identify as an introvert, and I don't know if I identify as an extrovert.
Yeah.
Right, but introspective for sure.
And do you think of yourself as being like emotionally literate for yourself? Like of your like internal life.
Yes, after years of
trying
of
learning.
Staring at a bunch of gobbledygook.
Yeah.
In a reading metaphor.
That's really interesting. I ask because when you're talking about, getting to know yourself or sort of like fact checking your self-image based on how other people see you, I definitely do that as well. I think of myself as being, this is sort of, again, a thing I believe about myself that may or may not be actually true, but not really being able to diagnose my, like, emotional life very well. I'll be like, I'm having a feeling, and sort of, I've had to work to come up with the vocabulary to understand that stuff.
Right.
But what does help is talking to other people, and in conversation, stuff comes out.
Right.
Or as I ask people about their life and listen to them, I try not to check out, but later on, things that they say will spark realizations about my own self.
Yep.
So, there's selfish benefits to listening to others as well.
That's awesome. And I can totally relate to that. I think speaking out loud, it's funny. So I haven't been daily podcasting, but I still carry around the microphone.
Yeah.
And use it to just get thoughts down and capture ideas and sort of dream bigger in conversation with myself when nobody else is around.
I like that.
Which is fun. I wanted to ask you if you'd be willing to help me fill out my Patreon.
Of course.
And, give me some feedback.
Please.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I guess if anybody has questions, keep asking. Let me see if I can pull up. Let's see if we can do this. This is going to be weird. Just so we don't have to change the setup.
Not at all.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm trying to do a remote desktop situation, but I don't think that's going to work.
People are discussing knitting. Knitting is the best. Crocheting is the best.
That is amazing.
I identify as house queer, as a Gryffindor and a Ravenclaw, which is great too because if you put those houses together, the color is purple, which is the bisexual pride color. So it all works out.
Oh my god, this is unbelievable. I love this chat. You guys are unbelievable. Okay, so I think maybe it makes sense for us to go back to that computer.
Okay.
Just so we can do the screen share.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure how I screen share. Oh, wait. Oh, that's going to be weird. Yeah, no, I'd have to turn off the program. I didn't set up for this. Yeah, let's migrate back there. Or
you can also do it here and then we can read out what you're doing.
Right. I think the screen share is fun so that they can see because I've always wanted to see what Patreon looks like from the back end.
Yeah, we have two Patreons. We have the Spirits Patreon, which we've had for about a year and a half, and it is so lovely to connect with people there. And then we just launched a new one for Join the Party. Someone's asking what I do in education. So I work at a university helping students start small businesses. So my training is in literature, which is totally what I love and what I wanted to do. And then I found myself working at an investment bank, which was really weird, and learned like business and finance and economics, which is very helpful. And I never thought of myself as a person who could know those things, but it turns out that they are good to know and interesting and fun. Anyway, so now I help students at New York University start businesses, and it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Maybe there's a world where I can.
I'll just hold the fort down until you tell me to move.
Yes.
All right, what else? Purple is the best. Raven Puff, nice. I think folks are discussing their Etsy businesses or side hustles, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm such a fan of starting a Patreon because I don't know, you just like give people the opportunity to support you if they want to. I don't think it's presumptuous at all to have the infrastructure for people to support you. Like if I could give the Mountain Goats $15 million, I would do it, you know, because their music means so much to me. That's not their fault, you know, and that's not their responsibility. But, you know, if I could support them in that way, I would, which is just to say like someone's relationship to your work, you know, that's between them and your work, not them and you. And so it's, I don't know. I don't think it's a weird or thing to give people that opportunity to do.
Huh. I love that. And that was definitely something that I sort of battled, that view.
Yeah.
Before feeling comfortable doing this. So why don't we try this?
Yay.
Why don't you try moving here?
I shall.
And I'm going to move the microphones. I think a third camera would be perfect.
That would be perfect. Yeah, you can have all the setups.
If you give Zach a live stream, he's going to want 16 cameras.
More than one, and the answer is I want 4,000.
Yes. That would be an ideal number. Let's see
Woo.
if this is
Don't worry, guys, I'm back.
good. Does that work mostly? Coming down. Alrighty.
Get cozy.
And how's that?
Excellent.
Amazing. We did it.
Yay.
I'm-
Nos hicimos.
So yeah, I think we have to come a little bit closer because we're in the box.
To each other or to the mic?
Yeah, we're in that tiny box.
Okay.
And now, yeah. Awesome. All right. We did it.
We did it.
Oh, and it's so nice to be next to the AC.
It really is. I'm going to move
Yeah,
the table
please
so I can
do. So you can have
cross my
any
leg.
room.
Thank you.
You can also move this thing under the desk.
Brilliant. So comfy.
God bless this room, and God bless Andrew for letting me use it for this.
Excellent.
Awesome. So here we are on Patreon. So if you've never used Patreon before, if you have no idea what it is, it's basically like a micro membership service. It's really fun. Like I get to create a community there that you can join by backing me as a creator, which makes it possible for me to create more and at a higher quality, and there are going to be rewards and stretch goals and all sorts of stuff. So I think a lot of you are probably familiar as Wolf 359 fans. We've been plugging our Patreon for a while. So this is what it looks like when you go to create one. And you have all sorts of stuff here. You can fill out your name, which is required, which I did. You can choose to do things by month or per thing.
Yes.
And I think it makes more sense for me to do a per month.
I agree.
Because I make so many different kinds of things.
Totally
and I'm
agree.
not asking for backing on any one of them. You're just kind of like, if you're going to support me, it's to support me as a creator.
Yes. I think that's helpful for people. So if you're like a fine artist that's going to be producing a huge painting every 3 months, it makes sense perhaps for you to do it per thing.
Right.
Or Spirits, our podcast is bi-weekly. So it's every 2 weeks. And we thought initially, you know, if we ended up doing it less frequently or more frequently, you want to do it by thing. That
Right.
way, you know, people, if we needed to take a month off or something, it would be possible. But for you, if you just want to like drop stuff all the time, you know, and they're paying you to be a full-time creator, but the output of that creativity will vary, I think it makes sense to do it monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great. Do you think this is a good way? So like, I wasn't sure, like, what are you creating? I wanted to say community, but, like, that's kind of unspecific. And it's, like, content, is what I'm...
So the way it will come out on the page is Zach is creating blank.
Right.
I would say, a creativity and self-care community. I
So
like that.
creativity, self-care, and community? Like that?
I would say a creativity and self-care community. That was my... You can always change this.
Like that?
Yes.
Amazing. That's exactly what I want to do. Great.
Cool.
I guess,
Checking
like...
in on the chat? Yeah.
Right. I guess my only thought about that is...
That it's not specific?
No, it's that, like... Eloise W., that's funny. Community.
Community.
I guess it's like, if I'm making videos and podcasts, is that content, or is what I'm creating, like, space for this community? You right? Like, because it is...
That's an existential question. What
right.
is it? Yeah.
For me, it is about the people.
Yeah.
But it looks like the content. And so it's, like, tricky.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's ask people. I mean,
Right.
y'all,
what do you guys
y'all are the
think?
point. Like, do you, how would you describe this? For someone who asked, bi-weekly in the United States means every 2 weeks. In the UK, it is sometimes means twice a week.
Like,
What's
is
the
that
haps,
too
Charlie? That's a really cute phrase. It's amorphous what bi-weekly means. So we say in spirits, we say bi-weekly, and then in parentheses, every 2 weeks.
So Charlie Forbes, welcome.
I like that. Nice.
I am walking through my Patreon that I'm setting up live, which I don't think has ever been done before. I was talking to somebody from Patreon earlier.
Oh, nice.
And this is maybe a first. So
Hey.
So
I'm
yeah.
here for it.
So what
in
about
the room where it's happening?
like content and community around self-care? Nah, it's like too long. I don't know. What do you think?
I just get weird about the word content.
Right. Me too. Because it used to be called art.
Because I mean, I think so like what is the most efficient way to talk about this? I think you cultivate or you create community, and the ways in which you create that community are
Right.
Engagement with people,
Right.
art, discussion, availability,
Right.
and like the thing at the end of the day that content is serving is the community, not the other way around.
Love it.
That's my suggestion.
All right. I'm going to go with that. and we
Invite
can
an English
always
major
change
to an
it.
editing session, guys, and you're going to get opinions.
Content being life partners, lol, live together, grow old together.
There's something about VeggieTales being married. I think we missed we missed
Nice. That's funny. All right, so then I got to put in the handles, http facebook.com/IamZachValenti.
Nice.
.com/ZachValenti. What was the biggest concern that you had setting up your Patreon?
Julie and I had never done a podcast before, and so it was not stressful, but uncertain enough that we would be able to actually make the podcast. And so the idea of I just wanted to make it worth it for the people who were going to be pledging money to us, and making sure that the rewards were worth it, that I could deliver them every week, that what we would be giving was enough for people. And what I really had to end up doing is give over control and to say, like, this is what I'm going to be offering. People can pledge at whatever amount they feel is right for them. Like, it's not my job to make their pledge worth it to them, because that's their decision. And
whatever they want to do,
how they spend their money, et cetera, that's up to them. Julia breaking in with some breaking news that Lucy Liu is going to be directing an episode of Luke Cage. What the?
No. Oh my God.
Oh,
I didn't think
it's
it was
so exciting.
possible to watch
Elementary
that show more.
on CBS is my favorite television show. For some reason, the internet doesn't know how great it is.
Wow.
Like a small community on Tumblr does. Elementary with Lucy Liu playing Joan Watson and Johnny Lee Miller playing Sherlock. It's set in Queens. Like, they live in Brooklyn. They solve mysteries in, like, Queens and the Bronx and Staten Island and Long Island.
What is this called?
Elementary. It's the 5th season right now. I've literally rewatched every season like 3 or 4 times. It is the best procedural. It's a show about
I'm so
like
excited.
platonic friendship and recovery and like trust. It is the
Sounds
best show.
Freaking awesome.
Anyway, but Lucy Liu's directed many, many episodes of that show. And
Wow.
Julia, you know that this is the most exciting thing I've ever heard. Thank you so much.
That's so great. My God, I'm going to have to binge that bad boy.
People are like, oh, gender swap Sherlock, whatever, because it happened to come out just after BBC Sherlock did. But, like, I don't want to get into flame wars, like, it doesn't matter. But Joan Watson, which is Lucy Liu's character, is amazing. She dresses so well.
Wow.
And it's, like, actually set in New York, which is always, like...
Current
like they,
time or old
Oh, yeah,
time?
yeah, no,
Okay.
current. And
Amazing.
they deal with, like, police brutality. Like, they deal with, like, real things
Social
also.
issues. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to watch that. I wish
is
there was a legal way to
the
stream
best.
and stream yourself watching stuff.
Oh my god, I know. We should
Right?
talk about that because Julia and I want to do movie watches and stuff
Yeah, we
all
do
the
that
time.
for Wolf, but we
Yeah.
do it without, like, we just, like, press play now.
Exactly.
And it's fine.
I wish we could, like,
I
do a
have
mini
We have so
license.
much fun doing it. People seem to like it, but
yeah.
it's, like, hard with
do like
that.
a micro license.
Yeah.
Unless it's on Netflix or something people have.
Right.
We should just reform licensing
That'd
together.
be great.
That would be.
That would
great.
be the way to do it.
I will check my phone, Julia. Thank you. She sent me a
Okay.
picture.
So I'm going to run you through the... Why don't we start with the
Oh,
about?
it's off. Sorry. Yes.
I haven't done the
Let's do
about
it.
thing.
Oh no.
So about.
Do you have like a go-to bio?
I kind of want to make a new one.
Okay.
That's just like...
Smart.
Like,
So this is
hey-
going to be the like center of the page. Like this is the first thing people see.
Right,
They'll see
so, like-
about a paragraph and a half above the fold. Exactly.
Right, so on the
yeah.
Wolf 359 one,
Oh, forgive me.
it's
You
like,
already have a very
boom.
successful page.
well, I'm just like, getting a sense, because I've never done the back end side, right? Like, they
Yeah.
built it.
Yeah, so this is that
Gabrielle
center
built it.
panel.
Right, so,
So you may want to create a video down the line. That probably is,
Gonna do that
is
later
smart.
today,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just something to begin with.
like, hey, everybody, I'm Zach Valenti.
Tiffy did move. I know. She's just breathing very quietly.
She's such a sweetie.
Oh, nice. Carly points out a site called rabb.it, Rabbit,
That sounds awesome.
where you can stream videos off of legal sites. I think what it does is it's almost like you join a Google Hangout type thing, and it like syncs the playback of the video to the chat.
Oh, man. Once
Again,
I figure out if
having-
this is legal, I may
Yeah.
add a Patreon reward level with this.
Having lots of internet friends, I've watched so many television shows with my internet friends.
It's
We're just
so
like, okay,
cool.
3, 2, 1, play, and having a tool that allows there to be like one source of the video. That way, if you lag or something, everything isn't destroyed. That would be great. Limits to 10 people. Well, if it's a higher Patreon tier, then maybe you can keep it restricted to 10 people.
Right. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, screen share of a virtual machine. Nice. Nice, Rhinosaurus.
So I always struggle with where I should start with, like,
Yeah.
I'm Zach Valenti. Am I a filmmaker, voice actor, and mental health advocate? Or am I right? Like, am I a...
It doesn't matter.
voice
So
act-
talk
right.
to me about what this project means to you. You know what I mean? Like
right.
like what
So,
what is the last year and a half and doing Self-Care Sundays and videos, like what is it?
So I think the biggest thing is, like, as I've had, like, more successes and failures. So, like, really, like, why I'm here right now is last week I was doing one of the biggest freelance jobs of my life, and it went really south. Like, we had a big problem that thankfully has been more or less as fixed as it can be. You know, when you're doing a live event, there's only so much you can fix.
Yes.
And I was thinking a lot about, like, if I had to choose, what would I be doing? And last week, I don't need to name names, but just the chat, late night, somebody came on the chat who was dealing with self-harm, and the community really was there for them, and the fact that they were even, like, willing to interrupt, a pattern that they deal. It was just like
To talk about, much less to
right, like, and I'm not a mental health care professional, so, like, it's like there's only so much that I can do, but to be a part of and building and working with a community of people who are so conscious and so loving with each other, and just, like, seem to enjoy what the kinds of stories I want to tell, whether it's with Wolf 359, whether it's with Focused.af, whether it's here. It's just like why would I basically have been trying to build freelance businesses to buy more time so that I can do more creating, so that I can one day launch a Patreon to then go full-time as a creator. And I'm just like, why wait? And was sort of like what came up for me. And
Also
so,
a great Rascal Flatts song, Why Wait.
Why wait?
Yes.
I wish I could play it.
We will play it later, don't worry.
So yeah.
What I'm hearing,
Yes.
to use my active listening skills, is that your calling is cultivating community
Yes.
around creativity and self-care.
Yes.
And maybe that is a thing to start with. And exactly as you said earlier, you know, if you put kind of in the first or one or two sentences your mission statement, and then you can say, you know, I'm asking for support or your support or whatever, or like the form that takes is, you know, videos, live streams, podcasts, blog posts,
Right.
you know, and your support helps me to do that.
Right, and I see this less at, like, I think this is obviously on a fundamental level support, but I see it as more than just support and bigger than help.
Yep.
As like this Patreon is going to be membership of people sort of on a core team. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't really, like, need help or support in that, like, it just wouldn't be, like, what I need are partners. And that's sort of how I see this, is like, yeah, I'm looking for partners to take this to the next level. Because, like, I can make my rent. I'd rather do it exclusively creating. And yeah, I see this as, 'cause it's going to be sort of a combination of, like, financial, like, backing, but also, like, sort of, like, getting direction from people.
Yeah.
Because I have so many ideas, and, like, having sort of like a like community board of trustees, I think, is part of why I'm
the word
excited about
crowdsource
this.
has become very buzzy, but
Right.
it really is like together. Eloise suggests making a safe space, and I love that idea of, like, together we are committing to, like, carving out a place in the world or a place on the internet where we can commit to, you know, caring for ourselves, prioritizing our creativity, and, like, making interesting new stuff in the world. Eloise, I'm really glad that you are here.
Me too. I love you guys. And Eloise in particular, shout out for being, if I remember correctly, one of the first winners of my YouTube giveaways.
Nice.
A t-shirt and some stuff. Yeah, it was awesome. All right, so I think, like, hey everybody, I'm Zach Valenti. I was told that I should, like, just do a quick bio for people who don't necessarily know me. Like, filmmaker, voice actor, and mental health advocate.
There you go.
Advocate. I'm not going to stress the order. And just jump into, like, I'm committed to carving out safe spaces online. I'm committed to, like, cultivating community. So many C words. Cultivating community around creativity and self-care.
Yeah, and then something maybe like together, you know, we are carving out or something like that.
And I think it's like the future depends on our ability to create it, and self-care is the secret sauce for making creativity sustainable.
Yeah.
This may end up being the script.
Rachel, you're awesome.
Oh my God. This is incredible. Super shout out to Rachel and Rin last week for super stepping up in connecting people and just being leaders in this community.
For sure. Alicia, you're the best. I really enjoyed your interview.
Okay. I am committed to cultivating community around creativity and self-care. The future depends on our ability to create it, and self-care is the secret sauce for making that very creativity. Making that creativity work sustainable.
Nice.
I'm here. Too many I'm sentences. I.
Makes is a good place to say, like, together us on this Patreon, like whatever noun you want to use.
Right. Patreon exists
Nice.
for you to partner in carving out safe transformational spaces online and IRL.
For us to
For folks to realize the possibilities that inspire them.
Yeah. It's easier to edit with stuff there already. Yeah, like to realize the ideas that keep them up at night, or some such. I'm really into the idea that that you give people permission to commit to themselves, and to prioritize things that might feel, I don't know, dumb or unimportant, or their creative dreams, to be like, no, like this is the place where that is important for you.
Like I wish I had that
Me
coming
too.
out of college.
Yeah, or like a teacher that says, nope, this study hall session is for you to make stuff.
Right. Online for folks to realize their dreams and do so without falling prey to burnout. Is that
like
the
it.
right prey?
Yes.
Okay, great. Does Alicia
think
have to
that-
leave? Is that what's happening? I can't tell.
I don't think so. I think
I'll
just
keep, okay, great.
I'll tell you.
Word. Okay, this Patreon exists for I'm just gonna keep it short. Check out the stretch goals on the left and sweet rewards for you
On the right.
on the right.
Hi, Mitzrayim.
Oh, awesome. Mitzrayim, welcome. For anyone who's not in a place to
Tiffy
join-
just made a noise, guys. It was really cute.
So cute. She's so cute.
Carly, I'm going to repeat your question in a minute. Don't worry.
Belly rubs are important.
Aw.
This is how we work all day. I just like
Carly asked, she wants to
Yeah.
get involved in talking about self-care and self-advocacy at high school assemblies.
Yeah.
And wondered if anyone had suggestions on how to start that.
Yeah, I would go back to your high school or pick up the phone and call your high school and let them know you want to do that and ask them what it would take to make that happen.
Maybe a
'Cause
guidance
they'll-
counselor or a,
Right.
like a counseling department,
Right.
health classes.
And like, don't worry about calling the right person. Call anyone and tell them what you want to do and ask them who you should talk to and if they're the right person.
Yes.
And they will transfer you.
They will. That's their job.
Yeah, that is how Project Uplift got started.
That's awesome.
For anyone who's not in a place to join as a backer,
Forgot the A there.
who's not in a
That's
place
A backer.
as backer, you can
Listen, man, articles are
Yeah.
so inefficient.
you can support me by
LOE, someone should cross-stitch that.
following.
Every time, now that I have a podcast and two podcasts,
Yeah.
every time I say something super dumb at a bar or, at work or something, I'll be like, I'm an audio professional. Or every time I make a really dumb joke or
That's
pun, I'm like,
amazing.
I have a comedy podcast. My siblings are getting very tired of that joke.
I love that. Yeah,
I love it too.
I just go straight to Eiffel. I'm just like, yeah. I have to do a lot of Ricks. Wubba dub dub. Morty.
Isn't it weird, guys? Being friends with Zach is great because sometimes Hilbert joins the party, and it's really fun.
Not so frequently. I am not one for social.
It's awesome.
You can support me by following my YouTube.
Yeah, Julia's boyfriend Jake is like, we get it, guys. You have a comedy podcast.
YouTube channel.
So Jake was so Julia's boyfriend Jake came on the show early on, episode 8, I think, to talk about Bigfoot. So we talk about mostly mythology and folklore, so things like Greek gods and African water goddesses and rain queens. And like Chinese love myths, but we also do kind of like urban legends. And so Jake came on to talk about Bigfoot, which is one of his unironic passions. Like he's like a amateur cryptozoologist, and the Bigfoot internet really enjoyed that project. Like the Bigfoot internet found us and like came out in full force. So now we have a bunch of people from the like cryptozoology internet in the spirits community, which is super fun. And I love that about it. Every time, cryptids are incredible. But yeah, every time we do a new weird thing where I'm like, Julia, I don't know about this. Like, who is really going to like this, obscure internet myth from Japan? People show up. They're like, this is my thing. Anyway, it's great. So Charlie asks, do you have any advice on being a better planner of projects? I've been making art zines about self-care and mental health for a while, but I want to make a larger project and collaborate with others. At the risk of self-promotion, Charlie, I would love to recommend my YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/she's so Mickey, SHESSOMICKEY, like the mouse, I make videos about being creative and productive. So I have lots of videos on there about time management, about self-care, about morning routines, planning, software that you can use to be more productive. And that's definitely, something of mine that I'm really into. A friend of mine, Jessica Abel, also just published an ebook called Growing Gills. Growing Gills is her ebook, and Jessica, ABEL. She is an incredible cartoonist. She wrote a book called Out on the Wire about podcasting and people who do radio storytelling, and I'm sure that you guys would love her blog, her Twitter, her internet presence. But her book, Growing Gills, is about exactly what we're discussing, kind of carving out time to commit to your creativity when you have a normal life with other responsibilities. And so the book is not just kind of thinking about this stuff, but also actual exercises with like a free workbook and stuff that you can use to actually like commit to a project and in the next 6 months build out some goals. So I think that would be really, really helpful for you. That's Growing Gills.
Super cool. I love that. Yeah, don't worry about the self-promotion thing because it's
sure.
appropriate for that exact question. I would say...
I wouldn't recommend it if it wasn't helpful. I think it'll be helpful.
Right. And my thing is like start... So, like, especially if you deal with feeling like you struggle with it, set yourself up to win. And,
yes.
And, like, design the game so that you get to win every week for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And make, like, before you can run a marathon, you got to make it down the block. So I would just, like, set a really small goal of, like, have a conversation with somebody every day, once a week, if that feels like too much. Yeah. About something important to you, and just start by expressing yourself and listening to people. And I guarantee as that happens, ideas will start to percolate. And if you have ideas and the problem is implementing the ideas, see if there's like a prototype version of that idea. Mm-hmm. So like rather than going for like the full thing, like can you just like pick the nugget? Like so Project Uplift was originally like the tower where you can lift the world with your mind. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go to uplift.is and check out, there's a video halfway down that page. You can basically wear a headset that reads your brainwaves and lift a model of planet Earth so cool. to teach yourself how to relax.
That is so cool.
That was a marketing arm of a tour bus that I wanted to do. It was a huge idea. It was like a cross-country bus trip that would be amazing, and I think will be a stretch goal on a future iteration of this Patreon, because I
my
would love
gosh.
to actually do that.
Wait, can I be your tour manager?
Please, if we could start by working on what the budget would be, because I have no idea how much it would actually
Yes.
cost, and so I'd
Girl,
have to set
talking to me about
Oh my
setting
God.
budgets for big creative projects is like
Amazing.
Is like my perfect Sunday.
Great, we'll talk about that
good.
because I would, and I think that that's going to be like upwards of $50K for like the bus and the people, because
Yeah.
it's like a full thing. But like that's something that like I would love to do that I think would make a big difference that
Yeah.
like nobody's been interested in from the like brand sponsorship perspective.
They don't know it's possible, so they
Exactly.
can't. Yeah.
They can't envision it, and
Yeah.
it's just distracting from their main job. So, like, that idea was a lot for me to execute on early on. But what I could do was, like, host a meeting with college students that are interested in engineering to talk about building the tower. And that didn't work out. But the meeting happened, and it got me really excited. It got me in a room with people who introduced me
Yeah.
to people who were ultimately able to build it.
Yeah.
And like I think just like find the smallest part of the idea that you can do in the next like 24 hours, and it could just be make a phone call and start with that.
Yeah, that's how we started Spirits as well, where Julia had an incredible idea for an audio drama, having to do sort of like American Gods style. Like gods are still, I won't kind of go into the whole idea because we want to actually do it, but it had to do with mythology.
Nice.
And producing just a full, beautiful radio drama. We had never done any audio project before. We didn't have actor friends at that point.
Right.
We hadn't produced any, like, we
Wow.
didn't have microphones. And so it was like, it was as if we were planning to go to the moon. And so instead we said, why don't we do a local hike, so to speak, and
Right.
translate our Friday evening happy hour conversations where Julia teaches me crazy shit about mythology and do that on a single
So great.
microphone.
Yeah.
And edit it as well as we can and go from there. And we ended up, creating a show that we really, really love, and meeting people like Zach and this whole new community of folks that are making us more skilled and more ambitious and more creative. So sometimes what you think of as the compromise is actually a whole new direction that is the one you should have been on in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me run you through my rewards, and I got to add a couple because I didn't
Brilliant.
get the chance to add them all. So
Yes.
starting with $1,
Great.
you're officially a backer.
Nice.
And you get access to my private Patreon posts where I'm going to be posting like early drafts of stuff, getting feedback on things, and undying gratitude. Yeah.
I would make that two separate things. I would say, so private Patreon posts, period, because I'm sure you're going to be posting, thoughts and videos and things.
Right.
You're also going to be seeing early drafts.
Right. Cool. So then number $3 is going to be voting rights.
Nice.
Where I'm going to be putting up polls probably every month about like what should my videos be about? What should, if I'm going to do a podcast, like what should, what do you guys like think between these ideas?
Yeah.
So that I'm not just like shooting in the dark. And then obviously everything above that, behind the scenes status, which is going to be sort of a behind the scenes photo blog where it'll just be stuff that I maybe can't share widely. I don't know if that feels like a $5
No,
level.
I love that. And I would maybe say, ask questions on the process, or something along those lines where if a person is a producer or they want to do something similar, like ask questions and get like one-on-one feedback, you know what I mean?
Right.
Of
you know what I think this should be?
Yeah.
I think like monthly office hours.
Brilliant, Zach. You read my mind. Rachel, I agree that pictures of Tiffy should be a reward. That should be part of the, including Tiffy. Patreon only Tiffy Instagram. Pet Instagrams are real.
Carly,
It was so good to
great
talk to you.
to have you here. See you next week. I'm gonna do what's it called?
Good point, Shelley. We got it.
I'm gonna do the thing where I put out a whatever survey or something to find the best time. I think that's gonna be 3 p.m. every week, but it might not be because I just want to see what people think. So
Nice.
expect that shortly.
You deleted that by accident.
I don't know what I deleted.
Monthly office hours.
Okay.
Yeah, like for your input on people's creative projects or
Yeah.
something along those lines.
The patron only Discord channel. So yeah, I was thinking that would be cool.
Nice, I like that a lot.
And then $10 streamer status, patron only live stream,
Nice.
plus all previous rewards.
Brilliant.
And then creator club membership for $25 a
Yep.
month, where it's a channel
I love
in
that.
the Discord that I'll just be in every day. So if people have questions and stuff,
I love that. Yeah.
that would be that. And if anybody has feedback in there, you let me know.
How to realize your creative project in this middle line in that box.
How realize, yeah,
I love that.
nice. And then for $50, I was thinking a limited Google Hangout where we'd all be in the same Hangout. So it's not just like a live stream. It's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
an assembly of people.
I love that. Yeah.
And think about limiting it to 20 people.
Yes.
I
I think Google Hangouts can only support up to 10. So
think it can hold 24
or it can.
now. 25.
Okay, brilliant. Perfect.
25, and I'm going to keep it to 20 because there are going to be
Yes.
some people
that you want to
outside
invite
of that.
sometimes. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. I love that. Someone, by the way, apropos of nothing, talked about dressing up as Babadook at Pride. Please do, and please take photos, and please tweet them to us.
That's amazing. And then I have like a whole like pro tier that I was thinking of that would basically be for people who want to work with me.
Yeah.
So like my like when I average out like for voiceover, all these other things, like my day rate is pretty expensive these days. So I was thinking that it could be like a little bit less expensive for people who are patrons and want to support me every month. And then like I don't usually do shorter sessions, but I could break it down. So like if somebody wants me to consult on their podcast or on their Patreon or on a video they're working on, or just like talk about like what to do after graduating from college if they're at that point, or like thinking about switching careers, or want me to record like a page of their audio drama or something, like there'd be like a $250 level for like a 90-minute session, $500 level for a 3-hour session, and $1,000 level for an all-day session, which is sort of like what I charge for like the various different things that I do freelance. This is like a 10-ish% discount,
Yeah.
and like in like hopefully more accessible chunks. I know that this is like not going to be accessible to a lot of you here,
Right.
but the intention is that this is basically like for people who want to work with me who may not think that they can hire me. I'd love to be a consultant for people who trust my opinion, who think I could be useful to them in anything from like talking about mindfulness to like talking about new media, to recording a voiceover, even doing a talk through Skype, or if you're in the New York City area, we could talk about doing something local for mental health or leadership or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like there's something great in that idea. I think it may be smart to start with the ones that you have already, and to add the higher tiers after you see how this works out.
I think there's no harm in starting it because I don't expect anybody to take them. And if they do, I expect it to be like a 1-month thing. Like not,
one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all right. Cool. And you have the ability to charge people when they sign up instead of
right.
waiting for the end of the month.
Exactly.
So it's not like there's could be awkward issues about.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
And I got to get that enabled. But yeah. And you know what? I will do that later. A, so that we don't take the time for me to fill this out, and B, because I have to launch it for them to enable the charge
Yes.
immediately feature.
You do.
So yes, I'm gonna do that later.
Smart. Zach was also in my new podcast, Join the Party, which is my Dungeons and Dragons podcast. He guest stars in episode 2, playing a priest that may or may not sound an awful lot like someone from The Princess Bride. It was very, very good.
That was
Very,
super
very funny.
fun. Cool. So that I will do probably later this week. And then stretch goals.
Got some tippy stretch. Oh, that was so good.
Stretching for stretch goals.
Stretching for stretch goals.
So cute. Where are those?
Is it this one?
I think it's this one. Okay, I think I've already entered them. So let's see. So goals. So stretch goals. All right.
Yeah.
We've got. Let's see. Get ready for adorable times with my cat outside.
Nice.
This is just like, let's see if we can hit 25 today.
Yes.
I'll get a leash for my cat, and I was thinking we could vote together in this live chat
As to
about
which
whether
leash?
I should get this one
Okay. Aw.
or this one.
Definitely the shark.
I think so.
That's my
too.
vote. That's my vote.
I think that's me too. I feel like this one she's gonna resent me less in because her name is Tiffany, and I think she feels like
Oh my gosh, her little face is so cute, guys. No.
So yeah, I think this might be the winner.
That fin is effing adorable.
And so yeah, with the shark fin and a leash, I think I can spend the first $25 that I make on Patreon on that
Yes.
immediately, so that
Brilliant.
Tiffy can join me outside.
I think the chat agrees with me that the shark one is super, super cute. Though the tartan is awesome. All right, good stretch goal.
All right, so that's the first one.
Yes.
Yes, by $100 a month, I'll
Brilliant.
be able to get the fastest internet, so I won't have to deal with this bullshit
Awesome.
that I deal with. At $500 a month, I was thinking. So I started prototyping last year, and a couple people in the chat have been
Yes.
part of this. Like sort of e-learning experiences
Yeah.
for mindfulness and for self-care.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking that like at $500 a month, I'd be able to re-afford. I was using Typeform to
Yes.
build out because you can put videos and chat and like quizzes and things
Yeah.
can be like sort of conditional.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had an experience where like you could basically starter Pokemon style learn to meditate by telling the thing whether you're a visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learner,
Yeah.
and it would give you a self-care technique that it thought would be best for you, that I thought would be best for you, and then if that's hard, it'll give you something else, and like if
I
it's
love
easy,
that.
it'll give you something harder.
My only question is, do you
Yeah.
think that reward level is proportional to the amount of time it'll take you to produce that?
Probably not. Honestly, this should probably be 1,500.
Yeah.
Um,
And then 2 or 25.
sorry, 225.
No, I'm sorry. And then I was thinking about the next one, but
I think this one can be 1,000.
Yeah. just
But
because that sounds like a lot of hours.
it is a lot of hours.
For
That would
those-
that would let me afford the software, but
Yeah.
not the time.
Gotta think
kinda-
about your time.
I kind of want to have something lower so we have something to celebrate between 100 and 1,000, but I don't want to put anything that feels forced.
Yeah. So let's stay with this for now.
All right, I can always add more.
Focus on hitting the first 2.
I would be
and
shocked
then,
to hit. Those would be amazing if we hit that,
100
like
today.
this month. Yeah, I mean that would be ridiculous if we hit it today. I
Yeah.
have no idea what to expect.
Folks also talking in the chat about how they really want to play D&D, but they don't have people to play with. So one, I think that listening to D&D podcasts is a great way to like immerse
That's
yourself in
awesome.
that. Join the Party is one that you could subscribe to. I also love the Adventure Zone. I love Hello from the Magic Tavern. Dames and Dragons is really good. There's a lot of incredible D&D podcasts out there.
Wow.
But listening to it and kind of just staying in that is a really fun way
Yeah.
if you don't have the physical community to learn about it. And there's also Facebook groups where you can find partners. Roll20 is a good site with resources with actual IRL people.
So
And if
cool.
you have any bars that do like geek trivia nights, they may also have tabletop gaming nights. So anyway, that's what I would suggest.
I love that. I gotta get in a game at some point. I love your show because it's like I'm learning how to play D&D. Because all
Yeah.
my friends play it, but I've never.
I never
Played
played
with
it either
them,
until
yeah.
I started a podcast about
Right.
it. So we have a beginner's version of our first 2 episodes where I kind of womansplain D&D to you, and I come
So
in like
good.
every 10 minutes or so to describe like this is a roll, this is a check, this is why we're doing this is what this is. Just a really fun and non-judgmental and easy way for you to learn
So
the
good.
mechanics behind the game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to get in on that. Okay. So the
Yes.
$1,000 level is when I'm going
Yay.
to bring back Focused as Fuck as a monthly show.
Brilliant.
That's going to be much longer and like super professional. Like the
Yeah.
idea is to do like to use the themed months of this series and then like weave it into like a monthly podcast with a ton of other stuff. So anyway, so that's that thought. 3,000 I was thinking would be like a weekly show. And then at 5,000 that's when I could be a full-time content creator without being beholden to literally anyone or anything other than this community, which is exactly what I want. And that's when
Yes.
like y'all can decide if I should do Focused as Fuck daily, if you want more 360 videos, which I love doing, that could be fun.
Yes.
If I should just hit the road with Project Uplift in a like pickup truck and just tour the universe and like
Yeah.
bring mental health awareness around.
I love that.
Literally anything is possible at that moment. Not that anything isn't possible now, but like
Time-wise,
that is when I
your
have
full life is
no
possible.
other commitments. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that English? Is this all English?
Yes.
Okay, great. And then at 10,000, I'd be able to actually hire a team, so I could
Yeah.
really double down on building something bigger than myself.
I love that.
And yeah, I mean that would be ridiculous. So
Perfect.
yeah. So then I guess what's left? Thanks.
Thanks message. So this is what people will get emails when they pledge.
Okay.
So you can write something custom. Like,
Great.
hey, I love you. Thank you.
I'm gonna come back and do this later so that you guys don't get
Ooh,
like
spoiled.
spoiled. Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. So that'll happen, and payments per month
Yes.
and earnings visibility public.
Yes. That's what I do.
Yeah. Why would you make it private?
Because Philip DeFranco, a YouTuber, just started a Patreon to.
And he made it private, right?
Well, I think he was going to make so much money that he was embarrassed, and he asked Patreon to give them that feature. That's my guess.
Yeah.
But if people have big enough budgets that they don't want to be public about what they're making.
Wow.
However, I like the idea that we're all working together to like meet a goal, and so
And it's transparent, where
exactly,
it's like
exactly.
you'll see the expenses. Like later in, depending on where we get with this, I would definitely be releasing my like finances so that you guys can know what it takes to be a creator and learn from that, because I think there's something to that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get there, but in the meantime,
Sweet.
save yourself. This is so
we
weird, you
previewing
guys.
and launching?
This is what we're doing right now.
Hey.
So 1 second, I have something very important for us.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to scooch out.
Yes. No, we got this.
Okay. Okay.
What's up, Tipster? Just Tiffy and me. It's Tiffy and Amanda show. Am I in frame? Not yet.
There are 2 glasses behind you. You can grab the mason jar and the wine glass.
Got it.
I have an extra
Aww.
bottle of champagne to celebrate, so that we can do this thing, y'all.
Got me a bottle of cold champagne.
And
In the Heights, anyone?
Yeah. I missed one important thing in the rewards.
Yes.
Or was it the stretch goals? I think it was the stretch goals. And I'd love to know if you have any other ideas for. Oh, okay. I think I changed it. I had one for like the number of people. Like when I hit 100 people giving to this, I want to do another week of Focused as Fuck for the full
nice.
yeah, for like daily.
I don't know if I think they're all.
I think you have to edit it.
Earnings
It's either
based.
one or the other. I think
Oh,
I can.
I see,
Right,
and then
like,
versus
I think I
picture
can
number.
do. Yeah.
You can put that in your bio.
Right. I'll
We're
just
talking
make it
about it on
clear
Twitter?
in the videos. So anyway, so that's
Nice.
happening.
I see my In the Heights people there.
That's awesome. And then yeah.
I went downtown to get it.
So I wanted to make that clear. So yeah. Oh my god.
Zach, I'm so glad I'm here for this.
This is
Thank
so
you for
crazy.
inviting me.
I'm so glad you were able to make it. This is unreal.
Me too.
I really couldn't imagine doing this with anybody other than you after the 60 days of putting out a daily podcast
Yeah.
based on our conversations.
Oh.
Which showed me how much you guys care about this conversation that I get to serve. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
With that, let's go live!
Is it going?
Ah!
Yay!
Oh my
Oh,
God.
look, his
That's
little
so fun.
things. Oh my goodness.
That's so cool. What an awesome thing for
Aw.
Patreon to do.
That's so cute. Someone screen cap this for Zach.
Oh my God.
my
It's
goodness.
in the thing forever. It's in the stream.
Aw. Even better.
Um,
You can gift this for yourself.
wow.
Oh, it's
That's
so
so
cute.
fun. It just keeps coming. Oh my God, I
Excellent.
don't want it to go away.
I don't think it's
Whew.
until you click OK, it's gonna stay there.
All right.
Beautiful.
So that happened.
Aw, you launched it, buddy. You
So
did
yeah,
it.
holy shit.
So cute.
It is now live and available at patreon.com/Zach Valenti.
Yes.
And
Let's-
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to change the settings so that people can pledge up front?
Oh yeah, how do I do that?
You go to your icon and then settings. Account settings, I think.
Oh my God. And the first patron gets a phone call from me
Ooh.
as a thank you.
And then I think account on the left-hand side. No. Maybe it's in the dashboard. Up top, the third tab is dashboard. At the top
One
of the
second,
page.
this should have been connected because it's part of the reward.
Authorize. Let me pop the champagne for you while you figure it out. Unless you want to do it.
1 second, let's see if we get
Alright.
a first patron.
Then we can pop it.
And then, yeah.
So I think it's dashboard, which is the third tab. Yes, there we go. So then it's going to be one of these.
Patronage.
I
I think it's something they may have to do from the back end.
think it's a thing you can do.
Oh my God! There are already two patrons! Holy shit! Thank you guys! Oh my God, that's unreal!
Let's see who they were. Oh my
Wow.
God, that was
Yeah,
fast,
who
y'all. Tiffy's almost got a shark leash.
Who are you?
If you go back to your dashboard and then patron manager, you can see it.
Right.
There you go, yeah. Another patron, that's 3. View all current
Wow.
at the top left.
That's so insane. So how do you see who the first person was?
By start, but I don't know if they can differentiate in the day.
Great. Well, you all win.
You
Everybody
all
today
win.
gets a personal call from me.
Yay!
And I will reach out to you to get your numbers. And in the
my goodness.
meantime,
That's
this
so
is
beautiful.
amazing. Wow, you guys. I'm like so moved. Holy shit. Thank you. Are you good at opening champagne? Popping champagne?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
I mean, your honors. I love the cap is purple, bisexual pride. Hey.
Oh yeah. I got this.
So if someone wanted to put it in the chat, it's patreon.com/Zach Valenti.
Okay.
Hey. Nice.
Cheers.
Oh.
This is so exciting.
Zach, your Patreon.
Oh my God. And while you're on Patreon, you obviously have to check out 2 of the best Patreons.
Aw.
Cheers.
Cheers. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And thank you guys.
Cheers. Yay.
Figure that
Ace
thing
Pride 2, Rachel and Alexi, you are super right. Ace Arrow, Purple Pride.
out.
Okay, let's figure this out.
Whoa! Oh my God!
5 patrons!
We hit the reward! Guess what
We
I'm
hit the
gonna go
goal!
buy?
A shark leash.
Hell yeah! Oh my God, that's so amazing. Wow. Incredible. Okay, so I have no idea how to do this. 1 second, let me just call.
Can I? I feel like if
I
I
know,
can
it's-
click around, I can find it. It's one of those things where like muscle memory style.
Yes.
I feel such control, guys. Account settings. We did that already. Edit creator page.
Oh my
I
God.
know it's in your settings.
Rena, thank you. Love Kirby forever. Thank you. Julia Shafini. Thank
Aw.
you. Marietta Schreiber. Thank you. Alicia Workman. Thank you. Eric May. Thank you. Wow. I'm blown away right now. All right. I'm going to call... Wow.
I know it's here somewhere. Here we go. 4 creators. Haha. There we go.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's like 5.
No, it's afternoon. Well, hello. Good afternoon.
Hey, so I just wanted to welcome you. Sorry, surprise attack. You're on my live stream.
Hey.
We just launched my Patreon, and everybody
Yay!
in the chat. This is Heather from
Hi.
Patreon. She is amazing, and she woke up at like the most ungodly morning hour over in San Francisco to help me get my thinking together for this, and really made a big difference. And so I just wanted to thank you. And guess what? We hit my first stretch goal.
Yay! Oh, congratulations. That's so exciting. And
Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody. That's so awesome.
So thank you so much. Wow, we're already at $42 a month with 10 patrons. This is
so
amazing.
exciting.
Oh my God.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Wow.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much. So I
Absolutely.
just wanted to call to thank you and let you know that it's live and give you the address, because I think there was some kung fu that you wanted to do that I don't know if I can do with the like up front versus the other thing versus the this and the that, and so you'll let me know
Yes,
what you
definitely.
need. It's just / my name, Zach Valenti,
perfect.
ZACH. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I'm so excited. Congratulations. This is a fantastic Sunday.
Oh my God, seriously, I can't feel my face right now. This is so weird. And I'm so excited to order this shark harness for Tiffany.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. That's going to be so wonderful.
Oh man. Awesome.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Patreon
That
is the best.
Fantastic.
Were you able to do it?
Congratulations
No.
to
Okay.
everyone in the chat. You are all so awesome, and you are the lifeblood of Patreon, and creators are our heart, and we are absolutely in this together. So I'm just so excited
Oh,
that this is happening. Thank you all so much. This is a great day.
and just thank you. And like, for those who don't know, Heather has been one of the biggest fans of Wolf 359 and just totally advocated for us and made such a big difference for all of us. And yeah, it's just been a huge part of the ride for us as independent creators. So yeah, we love you and we thank you, and we thank everybody on the team at Patreon for building such an amazing platform for making empowering artists and creators possible.
And like
this
starting the
is-
future of how individuals can be creators professionally. You
Right,
know?
seriously.
This is it.
This is like the best telephonic hug I've gotten in a really, really long time, and it feels incredible.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm just so glad, and I will absolutely share
I
your
can't figure this
thanks
out.
with the Patreon team. It's an incredible privilege to be able to work for you. So thank you for letting me work for you. It means a lot.
Oh my God, we seriously love you so much, and we'll be in touch. I held off on the like pro level, like the work with me levels, until the pay upfront thing is a thing.
Perfect, okay.
Just for clarity on that, and just because I think it's more important to get the community stuff out first.
Yeah, we tried to figure it out, but we could not.
It's fine. We did fine. And this is all great, and I'm super excited. The page looks great. The design is awesome. And
Right.
yeah.
I'm going right now. I can't wait. I didn't get to check it out before this minute, so I'm going to go check
Guys,
it out
we're like
right now.
70% to goal number 2.
Everyone.
This is
so awesome.
crazy. We're almost at goal number 2, like already. I might have faster internet next week. Oh my God.
Oh,
It
Nice,
keeps
Julia, nice.
going.
exciting.
69.
So incredible. Oh my
$70. Hey.
Wow, this is crazy.
This is so fun.
Whoa, 75! Holy shit!
We're gonna hit
Holy
100
shit!
real quick.
This is crazy.
We're gonna have to think of your next goal.
Oh my god! Well, before we hit 100, I have to go buy this
Shark
thing. I gotta do
Do
it.
it with everybody right here watching.
All right, amazing. Well, thank you so much, and you're the best. I'll talk to you really soon.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
Have a-
You are the best. Congratulations.
Great rest of your Sunday.
You too. Bye, Zach.
Bye. Oh, I love that. And what other company in the world can you call somebody at 5 p.m.
On a
on
Sunday.
a Sunday?
And she's like, "You are the best.
reach
Thank you for
them
calling me."
and have them be excited?
It's the best. And so Patreon, if you guys didn't know, was started by this man, Jack Conti, who was a YouTube musician. Well, he didn't start out that way, but he was a musician, and he and his wife had this incredible band called Pomplamoose, which creates like the most beautiful music. And they were YouTubers very early. They kind of started crowdfunding albums before anybody else was doing that on YouTube. But basically, he needed this place where their fans could pledge money to them. And so he made it. And they are like an incredible company. They're really responsible. They've accepted venture capital money in a like really sustainable and responsible way. They have this Patreon where they get Patreon creators together to just talk about their lives, and it's just like the funnest, coolest, realest company, and they are awesome. Their blog also, they have a blog for creators. You don't have to be on Patreon to benefit from it, and they have just like actual good content. Like every blog post that they publish, I read, and it has stuff that I didn't know before. So they're just like a company that's doing it correct.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Alexa, yes. Pomplamoose is Jack Conti and his wife, Natalie Dawn, and Jack is the founder of Patreon.
And they're both amazing. I got to meet them at PatreCon last year.
Yes.
They're the sweetest, kindest, realest people.
Yes.
That you just like, I don't know, I expect like I didn't feel the need to fangirl out
Yes.
over them because they were
Yeah.
just so down to earth and present. I'm wondering how long. I feel like having a retractable one is going to be better because I can let her romp around in the yard and not worry about her running away.
Yeah.
Than getting one that's like a hard rope.
Mm.
But I don't know. What do you think?
I've never had a pet, but that sounds right. I do have tape measures, and I know that my retractable tape measure is much more useful than my cloth tape measure,
Right.
which is not retractable.
This one doesn't tell me how long it is, though. It just says
No product
medium.
specs? There
16
you go.
feet.
That seems enough. What color do you want it to match the shark?
Yeah, but it's outside the range. For $25, I'm like, we're spending 15 on the thing, so it has to be like 10-ish for me to be able to buy it.
Truth.
I don't know. Maybe a corded thing is better. How long is this guy? I'm probably gonna get this one, but I also should check Amazon for a better price.
Truth.
All right, let's see. What is this? Specifications. 6 feet? No, we need more than 6 feet. What's that?
Ryan doodled me. Ryan.
Oh my god!
Ah!
We have to check
Wait.
it out.
I have to turn my phone on so I can look at this.
Pull it on your phone.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I'm
Zach's
just
profile
gonna-
picture is so beautiful.
I'm just gonna get one of these.
Yeah, Casey says that their dog would snap a retractable leash, but it should be great for Tiff.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Amazon has cheaper ones.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because Amazon doesn't have the.
Like retractable leash.
I want a Unipet leash. That's more
Why?
expensive.
Why we gotta gender our bathrooms? Why we gotta species our leashes?
That's right. These are more expensive.
Even if you go
By
if you
price?
sort lowest. Yeah.
Right. Wait
Because-
a minute. Oh, I found the right one.
Oh my gosh, it's polka dot.
It's perfect in every way.
That was an epic Tiffy stretch. Anyone catch that? Oh, she's dreaming. She's
Oh my
dreaming.
god, you guys. This is the one. Oof, that is hard to pass up the set. But we committed. We're getting the shark one, and we're
I
getting
mean,
the pink polka
You
dot.
can get the set just to have an alternate if it's in budget.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Should we get that polka dot or that polka dot?
Ryan, it's so cute. Look at me.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
With my tattoo!
You're so talented. It's incredible.
Ryan.
Do you want to tell the story of your tattoo now?
Sure.
But also Ryan, Wow, that's amazing.
This is incredible. Ryan, if you want to actually draw me in my tattoo, you are super welcome to. I put some photos on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel. But yeah, so I have a bunch of tattoos. None of them are in like visible places. But when I quit my finance job, which has a sort of like informal taboo against visible tattoos, in October, and it was just kind of committing to a new life. I got this tattoo, which is like flora from Long Island, which is where I'm from. So I'm trying to be in the right place. But yeah, it's hydrangea and dune grass. And it's by this incredible artist called Dorothy Lychek. On Instagram, she is Dorothy Tattoos, plural, Dorothy Tattoos. And she has a bunch of photos of my piece there. But yeah, it took like 5 sessions or so, about probably 18 hours or 20 hours of tattooing. And to me represents where I'm from and, the kind of, anyway, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes, Ryan did a painting of Julia and me based on our a selfie that we took at my dinner party that Zach came to, and they are so beautiful.
That's incredible.
But yeah, I mean, for me, like Rhinosaurus is pointing out that tattoos are hard based on the job that you have. But for me, this is also a commitment. Like, I'm committing to a creative life and an entrepreneurial life. And so part of having it is like, I don't want another kind of job where I'd have to hide it every day. And like I could if I wanted to. Like it's sort of, if I cuff my shirt, I can hide the thing. But I want a kind of job where this is okay, because that's the kind of life that I want for myself. And just knowing myself, I'm such a kind of risk-averse person. The sort of person who I like comfortable things. I like being safe. So part of my kind of growth and self-care also is setting myself up to grow. And so, I don't know, committing to this is good for me. Are we buying the leash?
I'm buying the leash.
Yes.
Or first I'm buying the shark fin.
Yes.
And there's shipping, but that's fine.
Buy Neve?
They don't have the shark fin on Amazon.
That's okay.
So that's fine, but this is what we're doing. I don't have Pal's reward. I just want you to just send me the shark.
Send me the shark. Send in the shark. Sondheim fans. If you love musical references, listen to Spirits. We make lots of them. Cosman, if you go on Instagram or Tumblr or Pinterest and search for tattoos or ink, there are some incredible artists and like people sharing their stuff. I recommend, once you find a kind of reference image or a tattoo style that you really love, like print out images, put them on your closet, and look at them for a year, to make sure that it's something that you really, really want.
I love this is happening. I also need
oh my gosh, I love this.
Not enter my password on the stream. 1 second.
Smart.
I trust you guys. I just don't trust it being up on YouTube.
That is true.
And my address too. That would be good to not. Oh. Fine. I shipped it to my parents' place.
Tweeting. Did they not ship to Brooklyn?
No, I just made a mistake on the Petco and just like rushed through it in my excitement.
I'm sure you can email the customer care team if you live. Alicia, we can definitely be friends.
This is amazing.
Every time Julia and I hang out at her house and we have to drive somewhere, we put on our Julia and Amanda driving playlist, where we sing duets, or we sing, harmonies to songs that we love. And it's mostly Sondheim, a lot of Lin-Manuel. What else, Jules? All the shows that we did in high school, Annie Get Your Gun, Evita, Candide. We did Candide in high school, which is a weird operetta. That's really weird that our director let us do that as high schoolers. There's a song about hanging by guillotine, so that's cool. But yeah.
Oh my god, you guys. It's been ordered. It's officially coming.
Yay! First goal realized.
So excited for the shark fin. Oh no, it's not gonna come up. Shark harness. They don't have Tiffy in there because they obviously got it wrong. Yes, this is coming in the mail for Tiffany this coming week. I'm so excited.
It's so cute.
It's going to be amazing.
It's so cute.
Anybody who's in the photo blog, expect too many photos coming in on that. And
oh my god.
holy shit. What is going on here? Oh my god! Wow, you guys.
80%
This is
there!
amazing. I never expected it to be this
Oh my goodness. There's
ridiculous.
15 of you. 15 people
That's
in this community so
incredible.
far.
That's so cool.
Wow.
And wow. Wow, 10 of you at the $5 level.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. We got a creative club member. That's super cool.
Incredible.
Oh, did the $100 level not? Oh, we didn't add the $100 level. Let's add the $100 level. I
Did we
forgot
not? I
that
thought we
didn't
did.
go in there.
Let's
I
look
thought
at
we
it.
did. Where is it though?
I say show more. Is that the last button at the bottom?
Oh, did that say show more?
Oh, I guess it does not. Never mind.
Yeah.
I love that it suggests Lauren.
Yeah.
As you should.
Well, because I'm backing her and Jack Conte
Mm.
and Cat Black on YouTube.
Brilliant. So at
Yeah.
the top, it'll be
Right. Rewards. Okay, cool. And then yeah, that's super weird that disappeared.
weird.
Well,
Did you save it elsewhere?
I don't know. I think. Yeah, I mean, I know what it is. It's $100.
Ryan, Zach is so grateful
I
for
am
the amount
so,
that you can pledge.
Yeah, there is not a right number here. It's like whatever works for you guys, and like
Yeah.
you know, like if you're. I'm just, this is amazing. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. And yeah,
Hi, Stefan.
what's going on, Stefan? I'm just adding the $100 level. One-on-one status. So this is all previous rewards plus a monthly what is patreon.com Jack Conte. I copied this from actually though.
Zach
That's-
knows what he is. I mean, Zach knows what he's doing, but Jack knows what he is doing too. Kristen,
Yeah.
I missed you last night, Kristen. I wish you could have come to the do. Right in the finances. Rhinosaurus, I like you. I like all of you guys.
A monthly one-on-one.
Kirby, I wish that my full-time job could just be patron of the arts. Like that really honestly is my goal. I was talking earlier about how I feel like a creative midwife. I like to, make projects happen for creative people who I just like to help them do what they do best. And if I were able professionally to just, give grants and help people do amazing work, that honestly is my dream career. But first I have to take over podcasting, become rich, and then I'm able to do that. I bet your parents are amazing, Kristen. I have that song "I Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You" stuck in my head, which I think is an okay song. After you're smiling so much you can't feel your face. Zach is just smiling off camera right now. Yeah. Step 1, take over podcasting. Step 2, what did I say? Get rich. Step 3, profit for the good of art everywhere. Yeah, Tiff is twitching a little bit. She's in deep REM. Oh, she's so cute. Sometimes I look at photos of people's pets and babies and I'm like, I would never be able to leave because they're just so cute. How do you walk away? I Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You has now displaced the entirety of Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper, which has been stuck in my head for about 2 weeks. So, yeah.
Okay. That's limited to 4.
Nice.
And save.
Brilliant.
Okay. Let's see if that worked. Not YouTube. Muscle memory. Patreon.com/Zach Valenti.
I recently rigged my Chrome people
Wow.
to be one for each of my podcasts and one for myself, which has been very helpful.
Amazing, you guys. This is totally overwhelming.
I'm going to refill myself.
Yeah, please.
Bingo.
Watch the feet. I'm like about to knock
Watch the throne.
Yeah.
Watch the feet.
Wow. So, yeah, you guys are the best. Oh my God, Rhinoceros Rex, you've been listening to Honey and the Sting. That makes me so happy. I was gonna have Sam Long on earlier to play some music for us.
So you got me.
No. He was just gonna come at the beginning because I want to
cool.
get like a house band.
Yes.
Like
that'd be so cool.
I want to make this like a weekly talk show.
Yeah.
And I'm failing this week, but I was trying to plan on having this be like, what's the word? Tighter? Like I'd love to get
Really
it
more
down.
produced.
Yeah, I'd love to get it
Yeah.
like just like 75 minutes or like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And like keep it on track. Obviously, things like this take a lot longer. And I don't know, maybe I won't do that. But at the very least, oh my God, Kristen, DiMercurio, welcome. Any audio drama fans, this is Sally Grissom is in the house
Amazing, right? I'm fangirling. I'm blushing.
from Ars Paradoxica. She's great. So yeah, wow.
Ooh, what's Honey and the Sting?
Honey and the Sting is one of my best friend's bands.
Checking out.
And they are touring in the fall.
Ooh.
And they have a song featured in the Loveless Administration special.
Yes.
Where Loveless is listening to some music in her headset.
Excellent.
And it's from my friend. So he formed this band in college when we were living together in this house.
Beautiful.
And I don't think it's Source to See. I think it's Paradise Valley, which we can actually listen to. Lower your volume. This might be louder than I want it to be. Let's check it out. No, not too loud. Maybe too quiet even.
I will listen to it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's super good music, and he's an amazing artist. Lives in Philly.
Beautiful.
Ugh.
Oh man, look at Kristen being a bro and shouting out during the party. Thank you so much.
Whoops.
I gotcha.
So Sam's great. He's going to be on the show probably next week. I'm sorting it out. I'm trying to see if I can get my dad to come on for Father's Day.
That'd be so sweet.
It would. He lives a little far away, but it would be a lot of fun to get him down here. So yeah, exciting times in the hood. I
Let's see
cannot
if we
believe
hit goal number 2. That would be awesome.
that would be amazing. I'm like, YouTube, no, Patreon.com/Valenti. This is so crazy. Oh my God.
Right, Alicia? It's like, I am also fangirling that so many of my favorite podcast creators are here right now.
It's so awesome. So yeah, I can't believe how close we are to the second goal of me upgrading my internet for once and for all. Yeah, that would just be insane. And I think we're at a point where if one person joined at the $1 level, and one person joined at the, if one person joined the Creator Club membership,
Yeah.
we'd be done.
And like, if you love this idea of podcasters as your friends and people hanging out who have incredible creative drive and projects, like Creative Club can be that for you.
Right.
Where you have someone to keep you accountable and talk to and think about your projects with, and like that can be that.
Amazing.
Tweet that shit out.
I'm gonna tweet that out with this photo. You guys are the best. Thank you for being here, Esther P. Thank you. Wow, I'm just amazed.
Yeah, Rhinoceros points out that the mutual fan personing in the podcast world is great. That is my favorite thing about the community, is that all of us, when we meet each other, Julie and I are like, oh my God, we're gonna meet the whole Wolf 59 crew. Like, I can't believe it. And then we meet them, and they're like, oh my God, I love
Spirits
you guys.
Girls.
And we're like, ah!
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, Kristen, so what you missed is I launched my Patreon just now. And this is, I have a Discord that I created for patrons. And we have a $25 a month level where I'm going to be available every day to work with people who are working on stuff, whether it's podcasts or YouTube channels, sort of whatever creative affair you've got going on. be there to hold you accountable and to offer any insights that I can to be useful.
The Creative Affair, not a bad band name.
I just bought the domain
The
name.
Creative Affair dot band.
Oh, the music makes it hard to hear. Let's get rid of the music.
Thank you.
I could make it quieter.
Paradise Valley, chill.af.
Yeah, I can actually make it a little softer. 1 second. By going here to this. Yeah, thanks for asking, guys. Definitely always ask when tech stuff like that is bothersome, because I can usually fix it.
Hashtag ask for what you want.
Yes, this was a test. How's that? Yeah, everybody's like drowned out.
And now that you can almost upgrade your internet, it'll be in even realer time
Oh
when
my
there's
god,
problems.
yes, seriously. That's
Yes.
crazy. Oh my god.
Eloise, do you have synesthesia? Or are you just talking about the way that that the music kind of like spins out for you,
So
color-wise?
Marietta actually has synesthesia, and so there are a couple people here who do, and it's awesome, and they've connected, and it's like, I don't even understand.
So cool.
Is that better, you guys, with the music and our voices?
Yeah, update us.
Let us know,
Update us on how it
because
is.
otherwise I'll just turn it off. And we...
Oh, Kristen, you're so nice to us. I'm blushing. All right, better now. Thank you, Casey.
One...
So many amazing synesthesites. I don't know if that's a real thing, but it should be. TM, TM, TM.
See.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
So close to goal 2.
Synesthesia is the raddest ever. One of my favorite things that I've discovered over the last couple years is the sort of neurodiverse community and like neurodiversity as a concept, which is like as opposed to talking about mental health and brain things in normative terms, like what's normal versus what's not. It's like, no, like, people are beautiful rainbows, and people's brains interpret inputs differently. So just neurodiversity is an amazing thing to Google if you have any kind of difference in perception or mental health or whatever. It's a very, very cool thing. Oh my gosh, they're all talking about the color that the song is. That is so
That's
cool.
so
Rich green
cool.
with the pastel orange strokes. That sounds beautiful.
so trippy.
Charlie sees it as a cold navy, which Charlie, your icon is also cold navy, so that's really cool. Ordinal linguistic personification is one of my coolest things. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, Zach, you just attract incredible synesthesiates to your
These people are...
thing.
It blew me away the first time that happened.
Chromathesia. That's so cool. Alexa, you know that I love this pun. You might say that people have beautiful rainbows, like
Awesome.
brain rainbows. Ah. People are beautiful rainbows. I don't know where that went. Sorry. We'll find it later.
Wow.
We'll fix it in post.
Rainbows. Wow, you
That's so
guys. Awesome. I think we're going to wrap up the stream really soon. But this has just been an incredible experience.
Wow.
And
What a beginning of something momentous, hopefully.
Seriously. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it already is. I can already tell you that, like, from $0 a month to $79 a month, like, it already just, like, changes for me a couple of things. Like, one, knowing that I get to interact with all of the people here, and yeah, just like jump on in the like office hours and the like the creators club and like really engage with people and see what you guys need, which can guide my overall strategy of like what I'm gonna make. And yeah, and then also just like it makes a difference to know like, all right, like $79 a month is like what I'm getting paid for the job that I've created for myself of streaming here to create this space, and like I want to take this to the next level, so I'll know I'm doing that as that rises.
Yeah.
And as it rises, it'll support me in doing that. And yeah. You get to pick one. Kristen, I will bring the booze. I have the booze because I don't drink the booze and people bring me the booze. If you support me on Patreon, that would be ridiculous, and I would be really grateful. That would be a lot of fun.
And Alicia's plugging...
But whatever you prefer.
Alicia's plugging something on Rena's channel tonight for a Wolf fan read some of us are
hell
doing.
yeah.
That is so incredible, guys.
That's amazing.
That is so incredible.
Yeah, what is that?
10 p.m. Eastern on Rena's channel.
Amazing. Rena's YouTube channel?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, what's the address?
I don't know offhand. Alicia can put it in the chat.
Please do.
If when we were launching Join the Party, we were saying that if our community, like we were kind of having a business meeting and saying like what is the, like best possible outcome for this project, and we were kind of like, if our community is even like 1/10 the passion and like creative output of Wolf's community, like we'll be super fulfilled and happy. So to the extent that our fans can overlap, that would be so fun.
Oh, great. So just click through to your user in the chat. Oops.
Oh, nice. Rena
You can just go to
Rex.
channel, just like that.
Yeah, so if
I'm not going to do it because it's going to blow up the chat for
Exactly.
everybody. But
Very cool.
yeah. Before we go, which one first?
Spirits Podcast.
Check out A Master at Work.
Aw, thanks.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
489 an episode. That's amazing.
Yeah, we are very happy, and we're more than halfway to our goal of doing weekly podcast episodes.
Wow.
So we're very excited about
That's
it.
so
But yeah, this is
cool.
Julia and me. Julia who's been in the chat. Rachel, I don't know if you let us know your friend's name, we can tell you, but we got several emails about merch. We're setting up some t-shirts and tote bags and stuff. It's very exciting.
Nice.
But yes, this is Spirits, our podcast. We're at Spirits Podcast on all the places. And if you like mythology, stories, folklore, urban legends, best friends talking about musicals and Harry Potter, we are Spirits, and you would enjoy us, I think.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then
Join the party.
And this is just Spirits, patreon.com/
Spirits Podcast.
Spirits Podcast.
We're Spirits Podcast, all the places. Yay. Yes, and then my new baby,
Nice.
Join the
This is
party.
amazing.
Thank you. We are 4 nerds doing an improvisational, collaborative storytelling podcast where we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. But if you don't know that, that's totally good. We're making this show not just for people who love D&D and role-playing games, but also for people who maybe have not felt welcome in that community. Our first episode features a gay wedding. I am a queer lady playing a lesbian elf, and our whole steez is centered around accessibility and new players.
It's so fun. I loved it.
And Zach's in it.
And I'm also in it. I'm not biased.
Join the Party Pod on social and on Patreon, and then join the party in whatever podcast player you use.
Hell yeah. And while we're still here, Alicia Workman, who was in this earlier, being interviewed, you can hit her up on Twitter at AJWrites2017. Just check the chat right now before it goes. Oh, it went. But wait, we can bring it back. We have the power. So yeah, AJWrites2017. Say hi.
You're the best, Alicia.
What does LMS stand for? I'm really bad
wait,
with
where?
slang. LMS.
Let me see.
Nice.
No, I don't think that's true.
No, I don't know. Wow. Lesbian elf. Nice.
Thank you, Kristen. I don't think I've talked about Inara being gay on the show yet, but she is. She totally is. Actually, in episode
So
7,
awesome.
we're on episode 2 right now. In episode 7, Julia Shapini guest stars, and I may or may not have had like an in-character moment where my character had a like Ring of Keys fun home, like oh my god, I'm seeing what could be an adult version of myself for the first time moment, and just like freak the fuck out. Sorry to use profanity on your live stream.
It's fine.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, like this is a D&D podcast where we actively are like, if you don't think you fit in with D&D, like this is the show for you. So,
Wow.
Congrats on your Patreon, yay!
Thank you. Oh my god. This has just been a dream come true.
Like my status. I'm so old. I had no idea.
What is that?
Like my status, LMS.
Like my status? How do I do that?
Like that's what the acronym stood for.
Oh.
I think it's just
Oh, I get it. Right.
Arena.
Oh my god.
Oh, so good. A lesbian elf rogue assassin. That's what she is. She's basically
So
if Lieutenant
amazing.
Uhura met Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy. AKA what I wish I could have been when I was 14.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
She's so
She's great.
snarky.
She's
That's
great. That's a gay gremlin. That's true.
That's awesome.
Oh, so good.
What
Like
do you
my
want from
status. Oh my god. I feel so old. Our email's spiritspodcast@gmail.com.
Nice.
Is your status available on dial-up? I have not gotten the faster internet. I find it distracting from my work.
Can you say the word fiber optic for us?
Fiber optic.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you, as always, for an incredible Self-Care Sunday live stream. Thank you so much for making this Patreon launch something to remember. I will be reaching out to every single one of you that has backed me today and through, really the next 24 hours.
Nice.
Anybody who joins in before 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, which is Monday, I will send you a message. We'll talk. It'll be great. And yeah, I'm just so freaking grateful. And my only other ask today is to start thinking about like who do you know that would love this community, and are they somebody that you would want to have over next Sunday when we stream? And because I know we're mostly Wolf 359 people here, and that's super awesome. And there are folks who aren't. Anyway, oh my God, thank you so much.
Wait, refresh. Let's see if we see where
That's
we're at.
ridiculous. Oh my God.
Cosmin, that's a big ass. Ooh, 82. So close.
Oh my God, so cool. So yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Alexi.
And
Alexi,
yeah,
dress as the Babadook and send me a picture at She's So Mickey on Twitter.
and yeah, if you're a fan of Focused as Fuck, that podcast, like, that's a show that I think is an easy way to start conversations
Yeah.
that would be otherwise hard to start. And so I encourage you and invite you to share episodes that resonated with you with people in your life that you maybe wanted to have conversations that go somewhere new that you think that would spark. And if you do that, like, get at me on Twitter, get at me on Tumblr and all the things, and like, let me know on the comments in this video. I'd love to know how these conversations are expanding and transforming the people in your lives and how you're doing the things. So yeah, anyway, I love you guys so much,
I love you too.
and I'll see you next week, 3 p.m. next Sunday, right here. In the meantime, I'm going to be sending out a survey. I'm going to do a survey next week. Probably for the rest of June, I'm going to do surveys until we get a sense of if there's a better time for everyone, because some people
Nice.
are in the UK, some people are here, and it's the summer, and so yeah, there's not a perfect time. Not everybody's going to be happy, but we'll find something that works for the most people. So until next time. Alexa, welcome. So great to have you here, and that's wonderful.
So fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.